KYLDT, if you'd like to hit the big man. And then Kyle Collier _810.
Nailed it.
I've been following you forever. Feels like days.
At least 24
Same.
hours.
Feels like days.
Same. I've been following him almost as long as I've been following his father.
You followed his father first?
I just thought I had him followed.
You followed me on the old account, Kay. I know
that must have been what it was.
Yeah, that was it for me too.
That's the only reason for me to.
I followed on the old account.
That's the only reason for me to ever have my tab on the For You tab, because it can often be a little crazy. But I occasionally go, oh, well, how come I'm not seeing that guy? Oh, that's right. I'm not following him anymore.
By the way, are burner accounts still a thing? Do people still do that kind of thing on Twitter?
Probably so.
Yeah, have to be.
I don't know how anybody could possibly not screw that up. Like the time and effort and energy to have a burner account, like I just don't have it within me. And there is absolutely no way. It is a kind of success every time I get onto social media. Like there is no way I could keep them straight. Everything I got to do now comes with a new layer of like, well, what's the code and get this authenticator and all this. I can't do it. So God bless you people. If you got burner accounts, I don't know how you do it. You operate at a higher level than I do.
I applaud
the effort that's there.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit of Chiefs training camp. Camp is over. They have left St. Joe. Thank you for all the contributions from everybody in St. Joe. And they will now train back at their home practice facility.
Yes.
So it's a good time to take inventory. What got done? What do we learn?
What have we learned
from our time in St. Joe at this point?
In the immortal words of Mike McCartney, what have we learned?
Was it Mike McCartney or was it Bob Moore?
Well, Bob Moore did it, but Mike McCartney used to do it for the morning show.
Oh, did he?
What we've learned.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you what I learned.
Where do you want to start?
We'll start on the offense.
Okay. Offensively, Cyrus Allen is a player.
Yep.
Right? I'll say that. I don't think we've learned that he's a star or he's the number one, but he's a player.
Yes.
And he's going to be a part of the equation when it comes to the passing offense, and I think we have learned that. I think we've learned that they don't have a great answer at right tackle. That's what I'm going to say. This may disappoint some people because I think a lot of people want to say, like, oh, my God, this Khalil Benson's he's the stud. Maybe he will be, but I can't confirm that right now.
Mm-mm.
I didn't see enough against the Rams to go, okay, they're all set.
Yeah.
Right? So I know they've got two guys working at it, but the fact that Khalil Benson is not just set up shop, the fact that they're still moving the two of them around, I understand what Andy Reid said, like, well, we got to be prepared for anything. Okay, so how come Creed Humphrey's not playing tackle? How come we're not running Hunter Norzad or Mike Caliendo with the ones at center? Right? Like, yeah. We take what we want to be true and we make it true. Right? Well, so when Andy Reid says what we want him to say, let's take him at his word.
Yeah.
When he says what we don't want him to say, well, I mean, you got to take that with a grain of salt. Remember, a little bit of coach speak. And
he's just saying,
Yeah. So the reason I say at right tackle, we know Khalil Benson is going to make this football team because he's the guy that all the hubbub's about, right? But to say that they figured out and have solved the right tackle spot, they might, but I can't go there right now because I want to reiterate, they're not moving Kingsley Suamataia around. They're not moving Josh Simmons around. They're not moving Creed Humphrey around, right? The only guys they're moving around are Khalil Benson and Jalen Moore. And then Trey Smith's not practicing. And now Josh Simmons has been missing practice, right? So then when you say, okay, nobody else is moving, so the idea that, like, we're just prepared for anything, not really.
Mm-mm.
Not really. It's just these two guys that are preparing for anything because those two guys don't own their spot. If Khalil Benson had blown their socks off, he would have been the right tackle. And they'd be like, Jalen Moore's the swing guy, and you'd see Jalen Moore plugging in all along the offensive line. But instead, Khalil Benson is trading reps and positions with Jalen Moore, a guy who they went to Wanya Morris over at left tackle last year and stayed with Juwan Taylor and all the penalties at right tackle. So whatever you think of Jalen Moore right now, last year they thought Wanya Morris and Juwan Taylor were better. And Khalil Benson has yet to beat that guy out. Now, that's reading at surface level. In their minds, they may be like, he's our right tackle, but we got to save face for Jalen Moore. We don't want to give him too much. We don't want him to get a big head. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out later that, nope, somehow they got Mitchell Schwartz without even putting a draft pick into him. Maybe we'll find that out. But right now, I cannot conclude that from what I've seen at training camp. Rashee Rice is not 100%. I can conclude that. I've seen enough of him to know that I don't see an explosive player. I also heard all of his comments up at training camp, which are the exact same comments he's made over each of the last couple of years, so it doesn't seem that he's learned anything from his problems. He just knows what it is he's supposed to say at the podium. He said it in the past. I don't think there's any reason to believe that he gets it any more now than he did then, and he's not physically ready to go, certainly having jail time in the middle of your rehab.
The boy who cried, learning experience.
Yeah, the jail time didn't help the rehab at all. And so I can conclude that he's not 100%. He might get there, but I can also conclude, and I know this comes a week after I said it, that the fact that he's still on the team means he's still a potential, and I think in their minds, there is still the potential for them to give him another contract and keep him in a Chiefs uniform beyond this year. I can tell you, for me, no shot. There would be no chance. I hope Rashee Rice plays well, and I watch him sign a free agent contract someplace else, and he factors in to me getting some extra draft picks off the free agent compensation I get from him walking away. But no way. No way. And you're going to go through a season, and there might even be some big catches. I mean, I'm hoping he's going to come around physically and look explosive and be the best version of Rashee Rice. And during that time, by all accounts, he's a good guy around the team. And during that time, you will want to let your guard down to be like, no, he's figured it out. It's all good, because you'll be influenced by him playing at a high level, him being physically ready to go. And again, that's an if. That's an assumption, because he's not there now.
Right.
But if he comes around, and you will want to believe that it's all fixed, and you will definitely not want to take a step back before hopefully taking 2 steps forward at the wide receiver position. You're not going to want that. You're going to want Rashee Rice and more in all likelihood, unless Cyrus Allen is Antonio Brown, unless he is Cooper Kupp, unless he is some player like that. You're going to feel like we need another guy, and we can't let any of the good guys go. And I want you to come back to this time right now. He wasn't able to physically get himself 100%. Football is not important to this man. It's not important enough to put a lot of money out there. Completely some veteran minimum or slightly over veteran minimum with his entire salary, unguaranteed on a week-by-week performance bonus scale. Okay, I will listen to that. I am open to that next year. I am also absolutely certain that some dumbass team, the Browns, will offer much more guaranteed money, and he will have a better offer, and he will take it, and he will move on. The Chiefs may give him guaranteed money. I'm telling you, as we sit here right now, the fact that they come back to Kansas City, they're getting ready for the second preseason game, and he does not look like Rashee Rice means that he did not do what it took to get back. And while we're at it, where is Omar Norman Lott? What was his injury?
Where's Waldo?
Was there an amputation? Like, where is he? As long as we're on this. I mean, I
idea.
I think when you've got a guy who's got what? I mean, I don't know how he spends, but forget about what he's got in the bank. He has made hundreds of millions of dollars. He is a 3-time champion, a 3-time Super Bowl MVP, a 2-time NFL MVP, and he gets hurt months after you. And he is able to do the work with all the reason in the world to be like, okay, yeah, I'll get to it. And instead, He's first guy in the building over even the scouting department and the coaching staff to work and rehab and to make sure that he is ready to go, not for week 1, that he is ready to go for all of training camp. How is everybody else? Like, I want to hear the story of what went wrong, the fact that another surgery was necessary. Like, if you are hurt and you are not back on the quickest possible timeline, you have let your quarterback down. Listen, you get re-injured in rehab, okay, I get it. There are things like that can happen. But if anybody in that locker room doesn't bring their ass back ready to go at the earliest possible date, you have let your quarterback down, because he got it together and he was ready to go, and it would have been really easy to take a nice veteran, cushy training camp and not do everything and spend some time on the sideline. You know, Aaron Rodgers it, hide in a cave, have a fake marriage, whatever the hell all that guy does. Buy a bunch of books you'll never read, but put them behind you so you can look smart in television interviews. You know, all the Aaron Rodgers stuff.
Like you do.
It would have been really easy, and he didn't do it. He was ready to go on day 1. How dare you take the field with 15 if you have not given of yourself the same that man has given to you? I would really like to know on Omar Norman Lott, what are we doing?
Yes. Yeah.
So
2 months and 5 days before Mahomes' injury.
I mean, that was what, you know, that was part of the equation. It's like, okay, yeah, you got Tonga. Yeah, you've drafted Peter Woods, and you're getting Omar Norman Lott back. And now already, no, cross that off. Ashton Gelati's been hurt most of camp. Felix Anudike-Uzomah, God bless him, he's out there, but I haven't seen a guy who looks like a difference maker. I mean, he's wearing the uniform and the pads. I know Steve Spagnuolo had some kind of nice things to say. I haven't seen it. And I was optimistic that I was. They're like, hey, this guy's had basically 3 years to work out the parts of his body that aren't hurt. Like, I thought, you know, let's see this guy come out and have his upper body look, you know, trending towards Aaron Donald. I mean, we know the story of him being, I don't know, what was he, 180 when he got to K-State and building himself up into a Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year caliber athlete. But he needed to do even more work. And I'm like, okay, let's see it. Let's. I want to see the gun show come out there, and here we go. And you know, he's been, you know, sucks that he's had the injuries, but man, this guy's ready to go. I don't see that. All right, so I will tell you, I was very optimistic about the defensive line. Go out and get 3-4 sacks against Tampa, and I'm going to feel a lot better. I do think they're better on the defensive line, just off the depth. But Ashton Gelati, one injury to another. Felix Anudike-Uzomah out there, but he'll play. He'll get you snaps, I think, is right now what I've seen. And again, I reserve the right to change my opinion with new information. If he balls out on Saturday night and has 3 sacks in Tampa, okay. But I didn't see that happening in St. Joe. So I'm going to tell you one of the things. I know I'm kind of skipping around here, but because we were doing offense and somehow I made my way to the defensive line. I know what it was because I was talking the injuries. But I'm disappointed in the defensive line to this point. Okay? And Peter Woods has got an ankle injury, and I'm worried that Omar Norman Lott had an ankle injury and then ended up having a knee. Right? So I'm a little bit worried about Peter Woods and this, well, you know, he's fighting an ankle injury. Well, then sit him down because he's too important, especially with the fact that Omar Norman Lott apparently can't find the training room, which I don't know if that's true or not. Again, I would just give me the reason why, and I will change my opinion. But no one's talking about, well, you had to have a second surgery. Well, you had to do this. Somebody says that. Again, with new information, I reserve the right to change my opinion. But let's go, D-line. I can't stress enough. The offensive line and Andy Heck caught a lot of crap last year. You want to know why? They were the second most expensive offensive line in football by cost, and they were swimming in high draft picks. You're supposed to be good. Well, guess what, D-line? That's you now. Chris Jones is extraordinarily expensive. There are 3 first-round draft picks, 2 second-round draft picks, and a third-round draft pick in there. Do something! And I haven't seen that yet.
And with Gelati, Andy Reid said all the injuries are, they're going to be okay. They're just kind of cuts and bruises or whatever term he used. But he also said that Gelati has a plantar fascia rupture. Well, that doesn't sound like a cut and a bruise.
No.
That sounds like he's going to be out for a while.
When you get to the plantar, you get to the bottom of the foot.
Yeah.
And no, foot injuries, that's basically what ended Larry Johnson's career.
Yeah. That was complete. He said used the word rupture. Now he's not a doctor. Maybe he shouldn't have said that, and it's just a strain or whatever. But someone whose job
and
maybe
it's the kind of thing like you can tear a ligament in your finger.
Yeah.
And they'll splint it up, but basically if it's in the same room, it's eventually going to connect and heal up. And like I dislocated the tip of my finger. It doesn't bend as much as the other one does, but it's fine. It works, right? But with your foot. Yeah, it might be the same kind of thing that it heals that way, but
especially when you're
a rupture sounds to me like it's probably not going to be 100% ever then.
And if you're a guy whose job is to explode off of your feet, launched forward, I don't think you want that your launching apparatus to be substandard, which sounds like that's what it's going to be. And even if when he's back, when's he going to be back to what they thought he was going to be?
Yeah, I agree. Secondary, we're seeing Mansour Delane out there. I'm optimistic. Jaden Hicks played well. That's good, but the team itself seems to have some questions still. And so I am intrigued by that. But I do feel pretty good about most of the secondary. Christian Fulton is a problem at this point. But I like Noel Williams and Mansour Delane. I think Alohi Gilman's going to be a solid veteran presence. I'm optimistic Chamari Connor is going to be good to very good at safety. Jaden Hicks will give them depth. But they're thin. I mean, the Christian Fulton part, they're behind what I thought they would be.
Yeah.
Because I'm probably much more optimistic than most about how good they can be in that secondary. They're not because of Delane. We just need to see him play more and see him play against a team. I think Noel Williams is going to be everything we think he can be. I feel good there. Like I said, I feel good in the safeties. But Christian Fulton, you're really counting on being 3 deep at least in a high draft pick, and then 2 guys with experience behind him. But now you're counting on Canada to make a big leap.
Yeah, a bigger leap than you would have expected.
And you're taking Chris Rowland Wallace out of the safety mix and putting him on the corner mix because Christian Fulton doesn't look like he can play right now.
Yeah, and Steve Spagnuolo was pretty blunt about it was last week, I think he said that how's the progress? It's not coming along as fast as we'd like. Now, part of that was due to the fact there were guys who hadn't been out there, and at that point, I believe Mansour Delane was still in the yellow jersey. He'd been in the white jersey since first time a week ago today. So there is certainly some issue in that regard. But it's yeah. If Noel Williams after last year they ESPN or someone did a redraft of the first round, and Noel Williams had him late in the first round. Like that. That's how good he was early on. So. Let's hope it continues.
Yeah, listen, but again, the depth. Like if your third corner is bad or your fourth corner is bad, they will find it.
Yeah,
they will pick on it. I mean, you need to be, defense is a zero weakness side of the football. You're better off having no dogs than having 5 stars and 6 hags. I mean, they're going to find the problems and exploit it. And I am worried that 3rd, 4th wide receivers will take advantage of Christian Fulton.
Yeah. And you mentioned Gilman, who I do like as well, but there was one play. I finally remember what I was going to say. The second thing there, Travis Kelce, he was head up on Kelce, and Kelce gave him the little right-left shoulder shake, and poof, he was out of the picture. Now, I hope that's because Travis Kelce has rediscovered, 2019 agility. But I don't suspect that's the case. And that's just one play. And it's a move that Kelsey's been shaking better safeties than Alohi Gilman with that move. But I've said, is that good for Kelsey but bad for Gilman, or is it, where's the dividing line? That's the confusing thing about when you watch practice and there's a great play. Was someone really great, or was somebody else bad?
Well, it is always fun to be out there. There's no cheers for for an incompletion.
Yeah.
No one goes, "Oh, great all-around defense. Yay."
Right.
There's cheers for a big completion over the top.
Yeah.
Like the defense never gets the love. But you are right. When it's chief on chief, well, who do we credit there? Is it ineptness on one side, or is it greatness on one side?
You'd like something like, to a degree, what happened in the one-on-one play down the field on the right sideline between Cyrus Allen and Mansour Delane, where the coverage was there. He was right on him. But Mahomes put the ball right on the numbers, and Allen made a nice contested catch on the sideline. Well, that's the thing where you feel good about every element of that. The line held up long enough to get the ball out. Mahomes was on target. Allen ran the right route, caught the ball, but Delane was right on his hip.
By the way, I should back up, but I'm not. It illustrates the point. We said, what do we learn at camp? I mean, can we point out that Patrick Mahomes was the biggest question in the entire National Football League when training camp opened, and he has answered it so well that I didn't even think about it till I was like 15 minutes into my breakdown of what we learned at camp, that he answered it so well. I mean, first of all, I mentioned him, and I mentioned him to dog on other players, and didn't even point out the fact that because it's become already just routine that Pat is Pat, that Pat is back. Let's back up. The number one thing that occurred in St. Joe is Pat is back. Yep. And he's so back that I didn't even think about it for 15 minutes.
We've stopped debating it or kind of assessing where he is, because you're like, okay, he's good. Next.
Yeah, I mean, it is like that's how well he came back, is that we don't even think about it.
Yeah.
We don't even think about it.
And one of the things we'll hear from Nick Bolton later, he was the only other person who spoke today after Andy Reid at the final media availability up in St. Joe. He was asked about what was the most impressive thing or what stood out about Mahomes, and he talked about, man, I came back after the season, Pat was already there. I come back for so-and-so, Pat's there. I come earlier for this, Pat's there. He's just there all the time. And that's, I mean, if he can do that, how many times have we talked about the ability, if the best player is your hardest working player, and you don't have any excuses, that even, I think, shines an even brighter light on someone like Omar Norman-Lott, who doesn't appear to be doing everything, or anybody who's not doing everything they need to do to get the best. You've got the greatest example you can possibly imagine sitting right there in the locker room. When you walk in and he's there, why aren't you there?
Yeah, I cannot stress enough that I will change my opinion if somebody goes, all right, well, here's the deal. He had to have another surgery back in June. And so then I'd change my opinion. But otherwise, I'm wondering how we sit where we are today.
Yeah.
When Patrick Mahomes can do whatever it takes, hang around, be in Kansas City, not go back to Texas, or go back to Texas and get all the rehab done. And guys like Rashee Rice can't keep their ass out of jail to get their rehab done and be ready to go. And Omar Norman-Lott, I don't even know what's going on. That would be frustrating. And I would think if you're Andy Reid and Brett Veach, you're pulling your hair out. That's what I would think. 913-810-810. We'll take a break. You're in the program.
The program with Soren Petro.
I don't listen to radio.
Weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Listen, when it comes to your sports memorabilia, that's a precious item, at least if you're like me. I love my sports memorabilia, and there's only one place I take it, Art and Frame Warehouse. That's right, Art and Frame Warehouse. They're basically 92nd and Metcalf. They're on the west side. You go into the strip mall, you'll see they're not the biggest store out there. But you know what? They don't pay a ton of overhead price. That allows them to keep the prices down. Oh, they still buy in bulk. They've got tons of supplies. That keeps the overhead down. So what do? You get gallery quality at warehouse prices. They're celebrating 25 years, locally owned and operated. Kansas City's best when it comes to displaying your sports memorabilia, displaying any kind of framing you need. And when I say sports memorabilia, I mean, yeah, those autographed jerseys, never pinning them down. You know, some people do that. That's actually putting holes in the jersey. That's actually devaluing it. Protect your collection. Take it to the experts at Art and Frame. But they can also even give you great shadow boxes. If you got a bat or a ball or boxing trunks, Olympic torch, whatever it might be that you need displayed, Art and Frame can do it. They're experts when it comes to displaying your sports memorabilia. It's also where we go to get all of our pictures of the kids, and we blow them up and make it artwork to put on there, framed mirrors, a couple of pieces of artwork going up in our dining room. We go to Art and Frame. Michael and his staff are great, wonderful people, great customer service. They give you every option possible for the different matting, for the backgrounds, for the framing. It's all right there. And again, you get gallery quality while they charge you warehouse prices. So don't go anywhere else. Go where I go. Go to Art and Frame Warehouse, 92nd and Metcalf. Find them online at framekc.com. That's framekc.com.
When it comes to medical laundry, clean isn't just important, it's everything. That's why Kansas City hospitals, surgery centers, and clinics trust Walker Medical Linen Service. Family owned and proudly based right here in Kansas City, Walker delivers HLAC certified medical laundry, meeting the highest standards for safety and sanitation. From scrubs and lab coats to sheets and patient gowns, every piece is professionally cleaned, sanitized, and delivered with care. For true Kansas City service you can trust, choose Walker Medical Linen Service. Visit walkermls.com. That's walkermls.com.
When your joints hurt every day and you've been told you need surgery, it can feel like there's only one option. Do your homework. Remember, once a joint is replaced, there's no going back. This is SSJ, and before you schedule your surgery, consider getting a second opinion from QC Kinetics. Whether you're dealing with pain from bone-on-bone arthritis, a torn meniscus, or years of wear and tear, surgery isn't the only conversation you should have. Talk to QC Kinetics about how they use regenerative treatments to deliver relief to patients like you here in KC. They concentrate tiny healing tools within your body right in the spot that's actually causing the pain. Don't just accept that surgery is your only choice. Call QC Kinetics today for a second opinion and know your options. The conversation and consultation are totally free. Call 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. Located off 435 in State Line and also in Gladstone. 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics.
You're always better with a roof from JR.
We've had more than our fair share of hail and wind this year. Are you playing roofer roulette? That's when you bet your roof and your home on the first random roofer to ring your doorbell. Why do that when JR and Company offers a free hail and wind report online at jrstormcheck.com. Just plug in your address and we'll pull a multi-year storm report. You'll know exactly what your roof has been put through and if you even need an inspection. If you do, no one is more thorough and works better with your insurance than locally owned, veteran-owned JR and Company. And if you need a new roof, remember, a roof from JR comes with a lifetime warranty on workmanship. Don't play roofer roulette with your home. Visit jrstormcheck.com. And remember,
you're always better with a roof from JR.
Visit jrstormcheck.com.
Hear exclusive Chiefs coverage every week from the best in the business. Only on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Trent Green.
This is a good song for if you forget how to breathe.
Okay.
Which, I mean, sometimes I don't remember. And I think of this song, I'm like, breathe in, breathe out. Okay, cool.
913-810-810, the phone number. We're going to talk to Fat Jack. 913-810-810. That's coming up in our next segment. We'll take your phone calls, talking some Chiefs football, talking about training camp, what we learned. We'll talk about it a little bit here in a second about what still needs to be learned. But we'll take your phone calls if you got the time. 913-810-810. Let's start with Cocky Aki. Okay.
Yes, sir. That's me. Cocky is obviously cocky, and Aki is the Arabic word for brother. So you can just call me Cocky Brother.
Okay, I like that. That's not bad now that I hear the definition of it. It got better once I got the definition, I'll say that.
No, so I retired, and I opened a food truck, and I decided to call it Cocky Aki. Why? Because the inner city were calling me Aki, and I was like, why the heck are they calling me Aki? Then my mom said, are you stupid? They're trying to say Aki, which is the Arabic word for brother.
Okay.
So that's where I came up with Cocky Aki.
All right, good. I like it. Well, what's on your mind today?
So this is, I just got in my car. I haven't listened to AM Sports Radio for a long time, and the first thing I hear is about this Rice kid and his problems and how we didn't do a good job of why he didn't, stay in Kansas City in rehab. You guys realize these are 20-something-year-olds with millions of dollars, correct?
Yeah.
Would you say that Rice was a bad draft pick, yes or no? I think he was a great draft pick, if you ask me.
What I say is a bad draft? I think it's to be determined.
I mean, you're absolutely 100% correct. But wouldn't you throw his, after the whole debacle with the car thing, wouldn't you put the emphasis on the Chiefs staff to put literally somebody that's attached to the hip to this kid so he doesn't make any more mistakes until his contract is done? Are we incapable of doing that?
Are they incapable of doing it? No, they're not incapable of doing it. We've talked about this for a long, long time. Herm Edwards used to call them my guys. He said he was basically given Dale Carter when he was the DB coach for the Chiefs. Marty Schottenheimer said he's your guy, right? You take care of him. You make sure he doesn't get in any trouble. And I said, well, Herm, how many of those guys can you have? He said 2. You can have 2 of them. You can't have 10 guys running around. So if you look at it, now that doesn't mean that Andy Reid subscribes to that theory, but that was Herm Edwards' theory, and I've kind of used it as a rule of thumb over the years. And so I think he's definitely my guy. I think you definitely, if you're going to have him on your team, you need to have somebody around him. And I think one of the problems has been that their most inexperienced coach over the last 3 years has been the wide receiver coach. And I don't think that was smart, but I also know that it's not easy to hire the best coaches when you play to the Super Bowl, and all the hirings have already gone on every year, which the Chiefs did until this past year. And now they got a chance to hire early, and they got one of the most experienced wide receiver coaches in the NFL, and hopefully that's going to be better. But, I mean, yes, do I think that there are times that you have to recognize you're not going to get 53 choir boys, and some of them are going to be at-risk players. You have to figure out that formula, whether it's 2 or 3 or 1 or none. It's a balancing act, and to this point, he has not done a good job.
So my deal is Andy Reid, his past, he's like the master of handling people that don't have the best behavior. And I'm thinking, man, with as many millions of dollars, almost billions of dollars, just in salary cap and money that we throw at players, you can't find somebody for $200,000 to literally be attached at the hip with this kid until his contract is done. Hey, bro, you're an amazing athlete. I'm sorry. I don't care if this wasn't in our contract with you to begin with. If you are seen without this person next to you, we are going to release you.
They're obviously not going to release him because they've listen. First of all, let's start with the fact that he's a grown ass man, and yes, I understand young men make mistakes, and everybody gets a second chance.
Grown ass man.
All right, well he is, and I appreciate the call, but I don't know when are you 50? I mean, listen, I acknowledge that young men make mistakes. Okay, I'm not going round and round and about that all day. So at the end of the day, Rashee Rice needs to be a stand-up guy. Do the Chiefs have to understand that sometimes you guys aren't, that they're going to have mistakes, that they're going to fall down? Yes, and they have backed him. He's fallen down about 3 times. And as far as somebody being around him all the time, no, there is no job. You said give somebody $100,000. I mean, if he says, I'm going home and you're not coming in, you don't get to come in. There are player contracts that stipulate that give them rights, that the team doesn't get to just do whatever they want with them. They're not a commodity. They're human beings, and they collectively bargain contracts that stipulate certain things. So it's not as easy as you're making it out to sound. Okay? You don't just get to assign people to be your roommate. That's not how this works.
No.
So are they following him around? Are they doing as much as they can? Yes. Do all of his problems seem to happen when he's in Dallas? Yes. And that's why I will tell you, no, I'm not going to re-sign him because I don't see any reason why it's going to get better. I think he'll probably go to another team, be better for a little bit, then he'll fall down there, and then maybe on the third team, which is something I've said for years, I like to be the third team in, where it looks like, well, this is my last chance. I'm going to lose the opportunity to play professional football if I don't get my head right. But I don't expect Rashee Rice. I expect him to be fine here in Kansas City. Then I expect the offseason to come and for him to do something stupid. And if I ran the show, it would not be for the Kansas City Chiefs because you can't count on him. And it doesn't even have anything to do with his off the field. He's not physically ready to go. What the absolute blank? You have a job. It's your body. It's getting your ass ready to play a game. You make enough money now. You don't have to do the sports all off season on Channel 9 the way Len Dawson did. You don't have to work at for a Coca-Cola distributorship the way Ed Buddy did. All you have to do is go to the gym and work out. That's it. Run some routes if you're a receiver. Go run up the hill if you're a running back. Hit the sled if you're a lineman. That's all you got to do. And at some point, you should be able to trust a 20-something-year-old that he will do that bare minimum. So, listen, I'm beyond his crap with the accident and following him around. I don't even care about that. He's not ready to play football at his best. He does not consider football to be important. Why would you lavish millions of dollars on the man? listening to the program here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Very soon we will have games, people. We will have games, football games, regular season games. You can wager on the preseason. We talked about that last week with our man Fat Jack from FatJackSports.com. The best in the business, everything documented right there on the website. We will be picking games next week, and we're looking forward to it. We always look forward to talking to our buddy Fat Jack. How are you, Jack?
I'm doing great, actually. And yes, they're absolute games. If you bet on the preseason and you lose, then you're definitely a degenerate gambler, probably.
Yes.
But if you bet on the preseason and win, my clients are 6-1, Soren.
Wow.
Just domination in the preseason and week. Well, we talked about last week. There's 10 to 15 games of profit, generally speaking, over the last 7 or 8 years for us in the preseason. They're all free. 6-1 is a heck of a start. So that goes back to the Hall of Fame game, which we hit the over. But then 5-1, including a 3-0 Saturday. All those plays are free, and more importantly, for guys out there listening, they're all documented. To go to the website, FatJackSports.com, click on the Results tab. You'll see every single play that every player received, documented right there. You'll see 6-1 so far. Play going tonight. Soccer starts tomorrow. We made 35 games of profit during the World Cup alone. I mean, what a great summer. So great time to go to FatJackSports.com. I've actually been digging down on, for not only the Chiefs fans, but just NFL fans in general, on trying to get a better handle on which of these teams are going to get hurt. It's really hard to predict injuries, but there are a couple of formulas that I've been tightening up to kind of project which of these teams are going to stay healthy or not. That's new to kind of our arsenal this year. So excited to get that going as well.
Yes, and excited on all aspects. We wanted to talk, some of the prop bets and the totals and all that. Any just big picture advice about if you're going to be playing some of the season-long things? I mean, I always enjoy those. Because it gives me a rooting interest, right? Like if I don't have a game that I like that week to put some money down on, well, okay, I've got the Giants under, so I'll just root for the Giants to lose, right? It gives me, some action across the board. But do you have any overall just big picture advice about playing the big props?
For sure. I mean, first of all, you decide early, am I gambling for fun or am I gambling for money? Those bets are for fun. As you just said, they're season-long sweats. It's not like you know what's going to happen in week 6, 7, or 8. Let's say that you're playing any team over the total. You don't know that they're not going to lose half of their team to injury by the time we get to the midway point. So my number one recommendation is, only bet extra money that you don't feel like you can turn over 2 or 3 times during the season. So it needs to be above and beyond your bankroll. Because most of those bets are going to be just single units, right? I mean, if you're going over or under a particular win total, you're only going to get even money or around even money if you hit. So it's more just a sweat. It's something fun to do. The other thing I would encourage people is, if you're going to do that, look to the unders. Because the unders, most of the time, injuries are not baked into the current lines as we go into the season. But those type things don't hurt you. The last thing you want to do is tie up money that you want or that you need. It's not just going to play golf money. It's actually money you're hoping to win at the end of the year. And then the first week of the season, your quarterback goes down or you lose. Some of these teams in the NFL are going to get decimated with injuries and some of them are not. And so really hard to predict which of those will happen. So I always encourage people, bet under if you're going to do those type of season-long bets, and then pull against. And for Chiefs fans, everybody in the division, I mean, I think the Broncos do regress back. So I would play under with Denver. I think Kansas City beats them in week 1. I mean, besides Patrick Mahomes' number as a 3-point underdog or 3-point favorite in that range, you get that divisional opponent that beat an opponent twice last year, made the playoffs. They normally don't do well in week 1 either. So I think there's a good chance. So if you want to bet those season longs, pick a team you hate, bet under the total. And that way, if the quarterback goes down, you're okay with that.
Yeah,
and then also
I love that. I love it. Pick the team you hate and bet them under. Well, I love that.
Bet them under. Now you're pulling for your team and against their team. So it's a win-win, we like to say.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Anything you're looking at that you think is, and I'm with you. I like the Broncos. I lean towards the under because I think everybody's, excited about them, and so there ought to be a little bit of a regression there out of the Broncos. But anything else, whether it's college or pro or player props that you like right now?
For sure. First of all, let me get this out there. If you're looking at fantasy stuff or players that are going to do well during the year, my injury risk projections are really, really an important tool. So there's a formula you can use, and it basically goes back to the last 3 years, their adjusted loss. So how teams get injured during the year, 27% their health entering the year, how they are right now, the roster's age, the schedule with travel and rest situations. And then, frankly, the last one's home playing surface. So are they playing on grass or turf? Teams that I project to have some injury issues during the year, teams like Arizona, San Francisco. The Dolphins are horrible, having nothing to do with injuries. This is a team that is going to be, they're the worst team in the league right now. It's not even close on my power rankings. Arizona, a lot of people I think Arizona's got some chances, the Carson Beck, to be okay at times. But teams like the Giants and Chicago, those are high in that vulnerability category. Low chances of getting hurt. Cincinnati, Baltimore, Indianapolis, the Chargers, Minnesota, the Jets, those type teams. Kansas City, for those who are wondering, they're 20th. They're right in the middle. So not projected to have a lot of injuries or not. The teams that I think regress, and by the way, you mentioned it, Sarin. If you're a guy out there and you're hearing a ton of buzz nationally about a team, that creates value in the under, because those typical buzzwords are going to be based on last year, number one, and number two, the fact they're throwing out the parity in the league in general. So people don't realize when you have a great year, your schedule is going to get tougher the next year. When you have a bad year, your schedule is going to get easier the next year. We saw this with New England. We talked about New England a little last week, but they go 4-13 2 years in a row. Their schedule gets easier. They get some things to line up. Lo and behold, they're 14-3 and they go over. Look for teams that last year had that type of reaction that people just, they're going to be the same this year. No, they're not. They're going to probably come back to the pack. New England was 8-0 on the road last year. That doesn't keep up. Other things to look at, teams that had a bunch of close games. All right, if you played close games and you were above 500 in those, under 3 points either way, those are considered close games. That requires luck, good or bad, not only in wagering, but in the team as well. Don't expect your team to go 8. Like if you're a Chicago Bears fan, don't expect another 8-4 year in games that were decided by 3 points or less. They're also a team like that, their schedule gets a lot tougher. All right, they've got the second toughest schedule projection right now of any team in the league. So those type things matter when you're trying to you're saying, well, the Bears won 11 games last year. Their old total is only 9.5. Well, make their 50-50 games 500, and then don't improve their defense that was giving up 24 points a game last year, was 23rd in the league. Don't improve that a bunch. You don't have a team that's winning 9 or 10 games. They win 8 games. So those type of things are what I'm looking for. Again, I'm looking under, and I'm looking for teams that everybody overreacted to what happened last year, and I think they're going to regress based on just simple things that happen in the NFL having nothing to do with injuries.
Are the Patriots a hard one? You mentioned them, and I think a lot of people will want to say, like, okay, with all the shenanigans that went on in the offseason with Mike Vrabel, and they were one of the most blessed teams when it came to the schedule. Them and the Niners, I think, had really easy schedules. So, like, okay, let's jump on the under there. But does the Mike Vrabel factor, is that baked into the number when you see their win total, which I think is a 9.5 is one I'm looking at here, and you can play it to different numbers, 8.5, 7.5. If you know that they're going to bomb, you can get a bigger return if you want to play them under 7.5 wins. But does that get baked in, the whole Mike Vrabel offseason distractions and all that?
It really doesn't, as much as it should. I mean, I think that Vrabel. By the way, I don't understand. I've been married 34 years tomorrow, so I've been married a long time.
Congrats.
And the one thing I know is that when anybody invites you to get in a hot tub other than your wife, your answer has to be categorically no. Get on the highway, turn your car on go, and don't get in the hot tub. And so if you're doing that, you're asking. I mean, have you ever watched Lifetime TV at all, or the Hallmark Channel? It never works out. And so the thing about that is, though, the reason it's not factored in, it happened so long ago, and he's not going to play it down. I think it could be overvalued. A lot of times you'll get those things that flare up towards the season, and people are like, oh my gosh. Well, if it's not a player, I'd take Shanahan's wreck in San Francisco. I mean, Rex, he has problems and distraction, but really not for the overall X's and O's, what's going to happen during the season. I think the fact they went undefeated on the road last year has a lot more to do with it. They're not going to go undefeated on the road this year. If you can find that bet, place that bet today, and you get the toughness in the schedule is kicked up, and a team that really you don't get that much in the NFL, right? Unless you have a ton of injuries. The Chiefs are a good example of this. You have a ton of injuries, you're liable to go from being really, really good to not really, really good. New England had the adverse side of that. As you said, a lot of the games they played were against backup quarterbacks, especially heading into the playoffs. So we also have that thing that we had for about 8 to 10 years a while back, where teams that lose in the Super Bowl a lot of times don't make the playoffs the next year. It's been better recently, but there was about a decade in there where that was one of the easiest bets you could make, is just bet the loser in the Super Bowl to not make the playoffs. You were going to probably do okay. They are poster child number one for a regression back to the mean based on all of those things. So I really like under. I saw it at 10.5 and bet it, and now 9.5. And it wouldn't surprise me if you're going to lay a ton of juice to get under 9.5 or anything lower than that, because there are some sharps that are jumping on this. But you normally don't go 4-13 to 14-3 and then maintain that type of success in the NFL.
In fact, Curtis did a thing a couple of years ago. When you go from 10 or more losses to 10 or more wins, the average record the next year is 7-9.
Curtis is a king, all right? He's way ahead of the curve on this type of stuff. That's exactly right. Finally, Curtis, giving out information. We get the season, we're doing picks. Curtis going to get some stuff. I mean, it's nothing like we get from Pete, but you're going to get some stuff from Curtis. You're going to be like, how am I supposed to use that? That's exactly the information we're looking for, because that regression is real in the NFL. You're exactly right, Curtis. I think New England's coming back.
All right, last question, and that is on the player props. Kind of same thing, injuries. Like if you take the over on a guy on a rushing total or a receiving total or all those things, obviously he gets hurt, that ruins it. So we're going to lean to the unders on that. But anything about players and those kind of bets that you have an angle on?
For sure. So I'm looking at getting in the mind of a GM or getting in a situation change out of a player that I think he's going to excel in. So I don't. If you're staying on the same team and you got the same, I don't know that you can predict that unless you have some really big indicator. One to go under the total and one to go over. I know we've got to do this quick, but the one to go under the total, the push is not dead, but it's dying fast. All right. Not only is it not working at near the high rate, it actually succeeded half the rate this last year, about 25% of what it did the year before. And it's not just the fact that Kelsey's gone, which is a big deal. All right. Kelsey gone, the further he gets in retirement, the worse they've been at the tush push. It's also the officials paying really close attention to lining up in the neutral zone out of the offensive lineman. They've called that a ton this year. Those go directly toward Jalen Hurts' touchdowns. He is not a runner by nature, wasn't at Alabama, wasn't at Oklahoma, and really, unless he gets to the playoffs, he is willing to wait in the pocket and throw it. He's not going to score a bunch of touchdowns if the tush push is not in form. Look for his TDs to go under their total. An adverse side of that, a player that I think is in a much better spot this year than he was last year, and you can kind of see what's going on with the GM. Look at David Montgomery for Houston. Last year, he's in Detroit. He's getting a lot of short yardage backs. Houston was one of the worst teams in the league last year inside the 5-yard line. Woody Marks was their mail toter, getting the ball inside the 5 almost every single time. They had 23 rushes, guys, inside the 5-yard line. You know how many total yards they got on 23 rushes all year long?
No.
6. 6 total yards running the ball inside the 5-yard line for Houston last year.
Wow.
So what did their GM do? First thing he did is, we got to get somebody to run the ball inside the 5-yard line to get more than 6 yards. This is stupid. We can't run our quarterback every time. We can't have to throw it. So they go out, they pick up David Montgomery. His total touchdowns are 7.5. And if you don't think he's going to get 90% of the opportunities inside the 5-yard line, at least early in the season, until they figure out it's only the offensive line, you are not watching the same game I am. So I get inside the GM's head. I see a move he made in the offseason that is going to make a big difference for a player in their season-long. That's the only way I'm playing over David Montgomery over his touchdowns.
All right, I love it. Fat Jack, tell everybody how they get in touch with you, and look forward to next week.
6-1 last week in the preseason. I almost sprained my arm. We're in the preseason. But come on, 6-1. They're all posted there. We've got a play going tonight. We're going to have 5 to 7 more going this weekend. Every play that everybody gets is posted and documented under the results tab on the website. It's free money. The prices do not go down for any of these packages for at least a month, 3.5 weeks or so. before any type of price reduction once we're into the NFL season. FatJackSports.com. The soccer starts tomorrow. We've got 7 soccer plays going all weekend long in the English Premier League. Those made 35 games of profit this summer and over 100 over the last 365 days. And those cost about $40 a week. Add them to your football package. Get signed up today. Enter winner as your promo code today and get 10% off any of those season packages. But do not wait. This is free money. It is all going out at FatJackSports.com. And as I said, next week we'll be breaking down games to get into the middle of it. You don't want to be further behind by then.
All right, the promo code is WINNER, WINNER. The website is FatJackSports.com. He is the best when it comes to breaking down the games. Always love it when this time of year rolls around, Fat Jack. Thanks so much for the time, and we will talk to you, pick some games next week.
All right, guys. Have a great week. I'll see you soon.
All right, name any non-NFL city in which the Chiefs have played at least 2 preseason games. Brought to you by Twin Peaks.
One right answer, that is. It is the program here on Sports Radio 810 WHB, as we are proud to welcome in Peter Yates-Enoch and Todd Leabo. Oh, no! No Todd! Todd has abandoned his post, son of a...
Yep. For the first
second
consecutive week, everyone over here is the same.
Yeah. I'm back.
Yeah.
You know, I had an excuse.
I didn't say you
I had
didn't.
an excuse. You
had a note.
Thunderdome will play for one Todd Leabo. How did Thunderdome do last week? I heard Todd
Very
Leabo whipped up on you boys.
Oh God, he was strong last week. He got
good,
fed well, and he did well, and Thunderdome just fine.
Good questions.
Just fine.
Yeah.
It's so good to hear Jack again.
Yes.
It means it's football.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Are you ready to dominate yet another program picks season?
No, that was 2 years ago, my friend.
It was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Won? Who won last year?
Curtis.
I don't recognize that
wasn't
thing.
me.
I don't recognize that.
What,
Was it me?
I think it was.
I don't think it was me.
Well, that's
I'm used to not
I
ever
think it was
winning
you,
anything.
Curtis.
Okay,
It
well,
was
cool.
Curtis.
Yay!
so disappointing.
Well, it was.
So disappointing.
It wasn't me. I'll tell you
2
that.
years ago was an
My
upset.
champion.
Wasn't me. No.
But I'm looking forward to hearing he and Will. Will is just a peach.
Oh, I know. He's great.
God, is he good?
Always love talking to him. Yeah, he is great.
Boy, he is.
Yep, looking forward to it. We'll be picking the games and get things going. We'll be going on the record with all of our NFL and college football predictions here pretty soon. So, yes, we are looking forward to that. Are you looking forward to There Can Be Only One? This will be our last There Can Be Only One, because we'll be picking games in this spot next.
Well, I'm not looking forward to it because I think you're going to backtrack on some of them and see what we said.
Yeah, and I started scoring and not good.
It doesn't look good.
It does not look good. It does not look good for
Well,
us.
I know that STINK.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Well, let's get started. Let's go with this. The 2027. Where are you going to be, Kyle? I got to figure out where to position myself from the kid. The kid's got to come forward. You got to come forward so I can see Kyle.
Right here.
Okay, there you are. All right. The 2027 opening day starter for the Kansas City Royals, opening day starting pitcher will be who? Get anybody in the organization you want, and you could also take not on the roster currently. If you think they're going to sign someone that they're going to give that opening day nod to. Who will get that? It looks like, who started first last week? Do you guys remember?
I think we started with Todd.
I'm trying. It should have been. Let's see. It should have been. Other. So we'll go with me. I'll lead off. Noah Cameron. He's going to get the. He's going to get the honor. He's going to pitch well down the stretch. They're going to have no choice but to give it to Noah Cameron. Curtis.
I still think it's going to be. I agree with what you said. I still think it's going to be Michael Walker, though.
Michael Walker. Okay. That takes us to Pete. I'm going to do it based on my scorecard, not based on how you guys are sitting.
Well, I was going to say Calvin Harris, but I don't think he's on the squad. Who did you say, Saran? That's the guy.
I said Noah Cameron.
Is he the one that pitched the one hitter the other
Yes.
day? I'm taking him.
Okay, Pete's on Noah Cameron. There's Pete. Kyle.
I think they're going to go with the veteran. They're giving it to Waka,
Michael Walker.
the all-star.
No one's had the stones to say Seth Lugo so far.
Well, he's,
Thunderdome, is that guy you?
Stones.
It will not be me. Different veteran. I'll go Michael Walker.
You're on the Walker train as well.
That would be
boy,
Stones.
Marlboro man doesn't have any. He has no backing at all, does he?
No.
Oh, what the hell? Okay, take me off. But give me Lugo or give me death.
Don't you dare
Don't.
take Lugo.
Because when he said Stones,
No
what he
chance.
meant was
He's got an ERA
rocks
of,
in your head.
Yeah, he's got an ERA of almost 5. You don't want.
That's even more to like.
No. All right, do you really want me to?
No, I'll
Okay.
stay. I'll stay with the one hitter.
Noah Cameron. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Next up, how many yards will Chiefs tight ends not named Kelsey account for this year? Let me give you some totals on what it has been in years past. Okay. This is. We go with. I just sent the questions over to Todd for him to put them in. We had 183 was all last year.
183 combined.
Jeez. 500, 331, 427, and 170. The last 5 years. That's what you've gotten yardage wise from tight ends not named Kelsey. 183, 500, 331, 427, and 170 Good luck in using those numbers to come up with anything.
5 of those 183 were Jared Wiley and Robert Tonyan.
Yeah.
That's freaking brutal. I think it'll be a little bit better than that.
Okay, what do you got?
I'm going to say 360.
360 for Cletus.
Yeah.
It takes us to Pete.
Just a miserable group. 247.
247.
Yeah.
That takes us to Kyle.
I'm not quite as optimistic as Curtis. Give me 275.
275, says Kyle. That takes us to Thunderdome.
325.
325. I think the thing that you guys are forgetting is, while I'm not enamored with their tight end room at all, Kelsey ain't getting younger. At some point, he's got to get hurt, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And if he gets hurt, then somebody else is going to play and get more opportunities and catch the ball more.
Total decoy.
Put me down for 501.
Nice.
1 yard more than the highest previous till now. Was Leabo probably screw that up and take 502 or 500 or something.
He gets
and
to
ruin
go
it.
last on everything.
Yeah. Well, no, I'll add in. Send your answers now, Todd. There you go. So we'll get those coming in here in a minute. All right. How many passing touchdowns for Avery Johnson in 2026? 18, 25, and 5 has been his passing touchdown numbers.
Man.
We did his rushing yards a couple of weeks ago. Now I want to know how many passing touchdowns for Avery Johnson. We will begin with you, Pete. Again, 18 last year, 25 his sophomore year, and 5 his freshman year when he was the change of pace to the kid who went to Ohio State.
Yeah, he lost his best receiver who was in the portal. So I'll take 13.
13?
Yeah.
Oof. Okay. That's rough. Thunderdome.
Yeah.
Give me some.
Oh no, I'm sorry, Kyle.
Give me 27.
27. Like Avery Johnson have a
Well,
big
I'd
year.
love
Thunderdome.
to see that.
Solid 22.
22. I wanted to come in with the big total, but 27. New career high.
That's a lot.
Does have Colin Kaepernick.
Or Klein.
Or Colin Klein. Yeah. Is this, yeah.
Colin
you don't
Jost.
know. You don't know Colin Kaepernick might be rolling around the offices. How do you know?
Wasn't known for his arm.
No, I
Neither
know,
was
but
Klein.
but
Neither was Klein.
I think he's a heck of an offensive coordinator. I do think that they are going to. I think they're going to be pretty good. The opponents aren't that great, and I'm looking last year. Why did I click on the reference one that does not work on this? Last year, the A&M quarterback had 25, and I don't think he's very good. So put me down for
44.
Let's take an even 30. Put me down for 30.
Jeez.
I'll go 30 just because I want to put a little margin
That
over
puts
Kyle.
him in the playoffs, maybe.
I'll say 24.
24 for Curtis. Okay. Yeah, I'll go 30. He had 25 with the guy who sucks last year.
Yeah. He had 5 last year.
No, I had 5 his first year.
He had 5 his first year.
Oh.
I was going backwards.
Okay, well,
I even said it by his
I thought you said 8.
year.
Well,
you want to change it? 18 last year, 25 his sophomore year, 5 his freshman
Well,
year.
I think he'll have a few more, but no, I'll stay.
Well, what do
there.
you want?
I'll stay
Change
there.
it, Pete. We got time.
Let me go to something a little bit 19.
19
instead
okay.
of 13.
Okay, there we go.
19's a little more doable.
All right, Dylan Edwards rushes for how many yards for the Jayhawks in 2026? Let's see. We started. That one was Pete that led us off, so it'll be Kyle. I guess the first call. Dylan Edwards.
You got any totals from last year?
Did
he even play?
Yeah, he had like
Aggieville.
He had like one game where he was pretty good. He is not one of the ones that comes up. How's he spelled? Dylan?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He had 205 yards last year.
Last year, yeah, 205. Year before that,
546.
546, and the year before that at Colorado, 321.
Oh boy. Well, in Codal Nicky we trust. Give me 750.
750.
Whoa.
From Kyle. 750 from Kyle. All right. Thunderdome.
I'll go 450.
450 for Dylan Edwards. By the way, they don't even give a height and weight on
Well, he'll own the
reference
wheel
sites.
if he gets 750.
You said 450?
Correct.
450. God, if he plays, he could be good. He is the number one back, right?
Now, up till now.
907.
Ooh.
It's now or never for this kid if he's going to get to the pros. So I think he's got to suck it up and get it done. 907. Curtis.
707.
707. Pete.
480.
480.
Yeah.
Non-believer.
Yeah, I really have not, because if he's wise, he'll spend most of his time at the wheel.
That's right, Pete.
Yeah, well, it's a good place to hang. I know that.
I agree.
Okay.
Do you send that to Adam? See what he
I
said?
did. I'm curious what Adam's answer is going to be.
He sent it to Dravetta. Dravetta was critiquing a lot of our numbers on some of the other stuff we were doing this week. It's like, okay, let's see what he says for Dylan Edwards. 2,600 breaking Barry Sanders'
Amazing
single season rushing record. That's what he's going with. No, I don't know what he's going with. All right, next one. Where does Ahmad Hardy go in the 2027 NFL Draft? This one is for Thunderdome to lead off. Where does Ahmad Hardy go in the 2027 NFL Draft?
I'll take third round.
Third round, and so you've got 65 to 96. What pick number?
We'll go 90. Nice
Pick
even number.
number 90. Okay. I'm going to say that running backs don't go that high unless they're just incredible.
Not a great year for running backs
Good.
either.
90 is a pretty good number. Kind of think that's about where he could be if he proves he's healthy. Well, if he catches the ball, put me down for, I'll go pick number 80. Pick number 80 for me. Curtis.
72.
Pick number 72 for Cletus. Kyle. Or no, yeah, Pete, you're up next.
94. It's not the best year for running backs, and I think, Stren, you might, I don't know if you'll agree with this, but I think they're going to tone back now on the running backs for a little bit. They've been pretty high on them last couple of years. I think they might come back a little bit.
Okay. Kyle?
I think the kid's going to be a monster. So give me pick 42.
Pick number 42. So is that 40? Then if that's erased, it's actually number 2 overall?
42.
Or is it, okay, it's
Just
42.
yeah.
I just didn't know how you meant that one. Just wanted to make sure. All right, the Los Angeles Chargers. You guys did the Denver Broncos. The Los Angeles Chargers record this year will be what? What do the Bolts do? That is back around to me. Put me down. They've already lost the center for a while. We know more injuries are to come. Tough schedule for everybody in that division. Give me 11-6 for the Bolts. Curtis.
10-7.
10-7 for Curtis. Pete.
9-8.
9-8 for Pete. Kyle.
I'll go 11-6 as well.
11-6.
Jeez.
And then Thunderdome.
9-8.
9-8, not a believer. Why?
You said it earlier, the center's injured. I think they're going to get another injury or two on the offensive line.
Okay.
I don't think the offensive coordinator is going to work out as people hope.
Oh.
I don't.
Okay.
I'm not saying he's going to be bad. I just don't think he's going to be one of the best OCs.
Okay. All
Charger's
right.
going to charge her. Always have to remember that as well.
Charger's going to charge her. Yeah, that's a good one. All right, how about this one? North Carolina football wins how many games this year? They won 4 last year under Bill Belichick. The win total for this year is 4.5. If you'd like to hear the North Carolina schedule, it is not a juggernaut. They open as a 7.5-point dog against TCU. That is their first game. Second game, because I'm waiting for it to open. I just knew that from the top of my head. The TCU game is a neutral site game. So where is that?
Yeah.
Do you know where it is?
I do not. I'll check that out.
It's like neutral site of Charlotte or neutral
East
site of
Tennessee
Dallas?
State for the Dublin.
Oh, that's right. They're going to Dublin. All right, so TCU in Dublin, East Tennessee State at Clemson, Notre Dame, at Pitt, at Duke, Syracuse, Miami, at UConn, Louisville, at Virginia, and NC State. That is who they play. We lead this time with Cletus.
4, and would that make it?
But just how many wins?
Oh, 4.
Four.
Okay, 4 wins.
4 wins?
Yeah.
Okay. 4 again. Pete.
Same for Floyd. What was Floyd Little's number? 44?
Yeah.
Okay, give him another 4.
Okay, 4 for him. Kyle.
3 wins.
3 wins. They're backing up the bus. Thunderdome.
2 wins. Bill Belichick will be gone by the end of the season.
He might be gone at 5. I think he loses to TCU. He gets East Tennessee State. I think he loses at Clemson. He loses to Notre Dame. I don't know how good Pitt is.
Yeah, they'll beat him.
He'll beat Syracuse again. He beat him last year in the Dome.
But they'll have a championship level offense.
I think UConn's any good. I'm put me down for 5. Dumbass will snake his way to one more win. Put me down for 5.
Syracuse is going to beat North Carolina.
I hope.
They are.
Because it was on Halloween last year.
It wasn't that bad, was it?
I can watch. We were like a 10-point favorite. I'm like, at least I get to watch my team beat up on Belichick and that 3-ring circus. No, got our ass kicked. It was awful. All right, finally, who finishes second on the Royals in homers this year? Jack Caglione leading the way. Who finishes second on the Royals in home runs? I will give you where they stood. Coming into today, they were Caglione first with 22. Second currently was Carter Jensen and Salvador Perez and Bobby Witt at 16. I don't know, maybe that's that.
Witt hit one today.
Okay, at 16. 11 for Michael Massey, 10 for Lane Thomas. That would be a bold pick if you took a Lane Thomas playing for the Braves. Vinny has 7, by the way. So who finishes second? Again, right now, Carter Jensen, Salvador Perez, Bobby Witt Jr. at 16. Who finishes second in home runs? We start with Pete on this one.
I am no half wit, so I'll go full wit.
Bobby Witt?
Yep.
Okay. Bobby? Kyle?
Pete's got the right idea. Give me Bobby.
Thunderdome?
Carter Jensen.
Ooh, okay. No, it's Bobby. Stop with the foolishness. I mean, like, I wrote the question just because I wanted to see if anybody would take the bait, but he seems to be heating up. It's Bobby, period. I've already put you down for Bobby, right, Curtis?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bob,
I think the question is, does he get red hot and make a run at 30? I think he's going to blow past 20.
Yeah.
And because I think he's locked in. And when he locks in, he's really good.
Remember that July back in
he's doing
24,
things now that put him not in the Ernie Banks class. But, I mean, he's doing things, 4 runs in a game scored, things like that. The smaller things that you don't quite see in print, he's doing them, and he's getting even better and better.
I think you can't say he's Ernie Banks because he doesn't have the career that Ernie Banks had, but he is Ernie Banks-esque.
He's doing,
if he does this for a whole career,
things,
yes, he is going to be talked about in the same light that Ernie Banks was talked about. I agree. All right, there it is. There can be only one right answer. We'll take a break, come back, play a little Stump the Chumps next. Remember, if you send a Final Chumps question to Kyle at 810WHB.com, that's Kyle at 810WHB.com, and we use that question, you are going for a free oil change at Big O Tires. The team you trust is Big O Tires. 15 locations around the metro. They're happy to take care of you. Listen, you got high temperatures out there, but that means low prices at Big O Tires. Now through the end of the month, save up to $120 instantly on 4 select in-stock Nexen, Nitto, or Sumitomo tires with installation purchase. It's at Big O Tires. Find the location nearest you at bigotires.com.
The program with Soren Petro.
Who wouldn't be hot to trot for a hooker in the first round?
Weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Listen, if you got a plumbing problem at home, you could mess around and ruin a weekend by trying to fix it yourself. I did that once, and it was awful. I will never do it again. Because Tim Grunhard hooked me up with the best a couple of years ago. That's the Plumbing Pro. Coach Steve and his staff are absolutely fantastic. Master plumbers. They can handle any job you've got, no matter how big, even the kind that require backhoes and heavy equipment, digging stuff up, that main line into your house or maybe your business. That's right, they do commercial plumbing as well. Listen, they're the same company that's been in business since 1980 with the same ownership. Coach Steve lived here, raised his family here. He's still here. see a lot of companies out there, a lot of trucks rolling around with names that are like, oh, yeah, they've been around for a while. Yeah, that name has been. But what companies do now is they come from out of town, they buy the name of the local companies, they leave that name on there. So you think it's still the same people, when in reality, you're just a number. Some call center that's 1,000 miles away, plumbers that just came in the last couple of weeks. The Plumbing Pro has expert plumbers, and they've been serving Kansas City since 1980. So why would you go anywhere else? If you can't flush, if you can't shower, if you don't have hot water, if you can't do a load of laundry, you ain't going to be happy at your home, so call my friends at the Plumbing Pro. They're absolutely fantastic. They handle everything. Sewer, septic, drain installation, repair. Heck, they can even redo that tub or shower. In fact, if you say you want the Petro deal, you can get $2,000 off a new tub or shower. We just used them for a new bathroom at my mom's house, and it's absolutely fantastic. So don't wait. Call right now, 816-763-8200. Find them online at theplumbingpro.com. Remember, theplumbingpro.com. And even if you don't have any plumbing problems right now, go ahead and put that number in your phone right now, 816-763-8200. If that pipe bursts, you're going to need help, and you're going to want that number then, so make sure it's in your phone right now. 816-763-8200. Find them online at theplumbingpro.com.
At Carne Diem, save big when you call ahead and reserve your freezer pack. Each pack includes a variety of quality meats, including beef steaks, ground beef, chicken breasts, chicken legs, pork chops, and Carne Diem's homemade sausages. Everything is cut fresh to order, giving you premium meats ready for your next meal. Don't settle for mediocre meats when you can taste the Carne Diem difference. Visit Carne Diem in Briarcliff or check them out online today.
The only thing the two roofers can agree on is the third roofer is wrong. Getting quotes for a roof replacement on your commercial building can be very confusing, as each bid you receive has a different set of specifications. How can you be sure what's being offered meets code requirements and fits the need of your building? At WeatherTech Renovations, all re-roof proposals include specifications
Kinda. No Leabo. Thunderdome in for Leabo today, as Leabo is actually down at, City Hall, covering the
something along
what should be the final vote for the Royals Stadium, we believe.
Mm-hmm.
So Todd will be there. We'll see if he's reporting back in time. Maybe on when we get to Need to Know in the 5 o'clock hour, we'll get a report from Todd Leabo. So Todd on assignment. That means Thunderdome, the intern, is in. Exciting. We'll see if the kid. How did he do?
He's
Very
all
good.
right.
He's pretty good questions last week.
He's tough. Yeah.
Okay.
He understands the assignment.
Job.
Okay.
Yes, he does.
Okay. All right. So we'll find out how he does this time. Remember, if you send a Final Chumps question and we use it, send it to Kyle at 810WHB.com. You're going to get a free oil change at Big O Tires. The team you trust. Get in there right now. You can take advantage of it. Ask about their healthy car special, just $39.95. Conventional oil change, tire rotation, alignment check, brake check, and more, just $39.95. It's at Big O Tires. Remember, they have shuttle service to pick you up and drop you off. Financing available to fit any budget. It's at Big O Tires. Find them online at bigotires.com. All right, you boys ready?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want football or baseball? Which do you want? Which I'm going to give you both. What do you want to start with, Curtis?
I'll go football.
Football it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right. In honor of the Kansas City Chiefs playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I simply want you to tell me the name. Whoops, that's the wrong one. I need this one. The name of any of the 22 players in Tampa Bay Buccaneers history that have amassed 20 career sacks or more in a Bucs uniform. Pete.
Leroy Selman.
Leroy Selman is definitely there. In fact, he's number one on the list with 78.5. We got Curtis.
Actually, Thunderdome.
Thunderdome.
Vita Vea.
I'm going to put TD here, not TL. Vita Vea is on that list. He has 35 in his career. Well done. Now, Curtis.
Warren Sapp. Curtis?
Warren Sapp is there with 72nd on the all-time list. Curtis again.
Simeon Rice.
Thunder.
Simeon Rice is there at 69.5. He's third on the all-time list. We go to Thunderdome.
Levante David.
Levante David does make the list at 42.5. He's number 6, actually. Kid's getting the recent ones.
Good job.
Okay. Let's see. Lots of other defensive linemen. There's even a DB. Curtis.
Rondé Barber.
Rondé Barber is there with 28. He's 12th on the list. There's another Oklahoma defensive lineman that was a very high pick. There is a guy who's Curtis.
Gerald McCoy.
Gerald McCoy is there. There's a guy who's been an announcer for Monday Night Football. Maybe worked with Tess. Curtis.
McFarland.
Booger McFarland. Yeah. Yes, that's correct. Anthony Booger McFarland is on the list with 21.5. Curtis dominating the category. The ones you did not get, Chidi Ohanatu, Shaquille Barrett, John Cannon, Brad Culpepper, Santana Dotson, William Golston, Marcus Jones, remember him from North Carolina, David Logan, Anthony Nelson, Jason Pierre-Paul, went over there after the Giants, Greg Spires, Broderick Thomas.
Oh, yeah.
Remember him, the pick after Derek Thomas?
Or 6th
or maybe 6th overall pick, yeah. Devin White and Styles White, yeah, from Nebraska. Well done. Not bad, you got him.
All right. Also, National Football League.
Okay.
23 schools have produced a player who rushed for 10,000 yards in the NFL. Just
Enoch
schools.
Petro.
Syracuse,
yes.
Miami.
Thunder.
Miami, yes.
Okay, Petro.
Thunderdome.
Ohio State.
Ohio State, yes, sir.
Pitt.
Pitt, yes. Two of them. Pete.
Florida.
Florida, two of them, yes.
Petro. Go ahead.
Thunderdome.
Alabama.
Alabama, Derek.
Penn State.
Penn State, Franco Harris. Pete.
Petro.
TCU,
Good
yes.
job.
LT.
USC,
yes, two of them.
Petro, Kansas.
Curtis, John Riggins.
Stupid Pete. Not getting Riggins.
Still one current.
Petro,
Big 12. Texas, yes.
Petro,
Ricky Williams.
Oklahoma.
Adrian Peterson.
Good job.
Still another big 12 school.
Petro, Nebraska.
No.
Amon Green didn't get that?
Michigan?
No.
Let's see. Petro, Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State, two of them.
Oh, good job.
Let's see. Boy, we're just ticking off fast here. Now, you guys did well.
Texas?
You already did
I got Texas with Earl Campbell.
Cal, LaShawn McCoy,
Oh, okay.
Marshawn Lynch. Florida State, work done.
I was going to say Florida State, but I couldn't think of who it was.
Jackson State, Walter Payton.
Oh, damn it.
Notre Dame, Jerome Bettis and Ricky Waters. Oregon State, Steven Jackson. San Diego State, Marshall Falk. SMU, Eric Dickerson.
Oh, my God.
Tennessee, Jamal Lewis. Virginia, Thomas Jones and Tiki Barber. And Washington, Corey Dillon.
Oh, my God. Should have done
You
better.
guys did well, though.
I got 8. I'll take it. I'll
pretty
take
good.
it. Thunderdome, what do you got?
All right, name me a quarterback with 30 touchdown passes and 5 rushing touchdowns in a single
Petro.
season.
Lamar Jackson.
Yes.
Curtis.
Yeah.
Petro.
Steve Young.
Yes.
I'm going to go Donovan McNabb.
Curtis.
No.
Ooh, you didn't get 5 rushing? I know he had 31 once.
Randall Cunningham.
Yes.
Enoch. Michael
Petro.
Vick.
No.
Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. No.
No?
No.
Oh,
Curtis.
wow.
Dante Culpepper.
Yes.
Petro. Josh Allen.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Good job.
3 times.
Holy smokes.
30 and 5. Ooh.
3 active.
Besides Allen or
3
counting-
left that are active.
Okay.
Wow.
Petro, I'm going to try Justin Herbert.
Yes.
Nice.
Good job.
Just because, Curtis, Tom Brady? Just
No.
because all the
sneaks.
Nobody old on there,
Curtis.
is there?
Nope.
Let's get Steve Krogan. He didn't throw for 30.
No.
Probably ran for 30.
He prayed for 30.
Petro Pat.
Nope.
I thought for sure he got 5 one year. What do we got? What do we miss?
Jeff Garcia, Aaron Rodgers, Cam Newton, and Joe Burrow.
Cam Newton.
Cam Newton. How do we not get Cam Newton? My God, that was a good question.
Yeah, it was
question. I
good.
like that.
I can't believe Burrow's on that list.
Yeah.
Same. But he got hurt after each of the 5.
Yeah. Pete, what do you got?
Two-part question. Two-part question. I want to know who holds the current record for consecutive bowl game wins, Power 4 conferences, and who holds the all-time record?
Petro, Florida State, I think, was on there for a little bit. Was it Florida State?
No. Well, I mean, which?
I don't know.
What do
you didn't?
What are you telling me?
One of those two is Florida State.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. I got
Okay.
one.
Florida State has the record for the all-time.
All time.
They've
And
got 11
then you
straight.
want the current one?
Yeah, the current one. And which, if you guys get this, I'm walking out the door and I'm never coming back.
All right, then I'll go Petro, South Florida.
No.
It's gonna be something like that, isn't it? Oh, you
Well,
said
it's gonna
Power
be,
4.
It's going to
You
be
said
one
Power 4.
you wouldn't figure. But if I give you a hint, you're going to get it.
Well, give us a hint.
They won the first national championship.
Petro, Minnesota.
Got it.
Nice.
Thank you.
See, I knew if I knew if I gave you that hint, you'd get it.
Ta-da.
All right, we make the turn. 400 for Pete, 400 for Thunderdome, 800 for Curtis, and 1,300 for me.
Jesus.
We go to baseball. Okay, in honor of one Jack Caglione. So I'm going to take him out since I just said his name. Anybody who plays right field or first base who's hit 20 home runs in a Royals uniform in a single season. Single season. Curtis and then Pete.
Jermaine
Thunder.
Jermaine Dye he did it twice out of right field. We go to Pete.
Steve Balboni.
Steve Balboni, of course,
Curtis.
he did it 4 times at first base. We go to Thunderdome
Sweeney.
and then Curtis. Michael Jack Sweeney, is it? I can't remember what it was. Sweeney did it
Enoch
5 times.
It's Michael John Sweeney.
Michael John Sweeney. okay.
Schmidt was Michael Jack.
That's right.
Curtis,
Curtis and then Pete.
Al Cowens.
Al Cowens did it once over to Pete, and then
Willie
Thunderdome.
Akins.
Willie Akins definitely did it. He's up there alphabetically
Curtis.
number 1. He did it twice. Over to Thunderdome and then Curtis.
Eric Hosmer.
Eric Hosmer did it twice. Excuse me. Thunderdome's on the board. Curtis.
John Mayberry.
John Mayberry did it 5 times at first base.
And what else did you say on this round?
First or right field.
Oh,
20
I see.
home runs in a single season.
Curtis.
Enoch. Yeah.
Go ahead, Curtis, and then Pete.
Danny Tartable.
The Bull
Thunder.
did it. You did it,
Yeah.
Pete.
Maybe Pat Sheridan.
Pat Sheridan did not.
At 18.
Okay, Thunderdome.
Vinny Pasquantino.
Vinny Pasquantino did it last year. Good job out of you.
Nice.
Let's see. We've got a
buzzer coming.
We got a former number 1 overall pick.
Oh wow.
Former 1-1. Retired
1-1.
mid-season.
Jeff King.
Jeff King, yeah. George Brett did it twice at
that's
first
right.
base.
Later on.
Bill Butler did it once. Jeff Francoeur did it over in right field. Jeff King was the 1-1. Bob Oliver did it.
Oh, boy.
And that would be it. That's the list. Otherwise, you got the rest of them.
That's
Not
a good
bad.
question.
You guys got you got 9 of them, so that's not bad.
This is a question with a lot of answers, and I think Seren and Pete are going to perform well because there are a lot of guys in both your eras.
Starting in 1950 and ending in 1958.
46 players who won at least 2 league batting championships.
Petro.
Seren.
Oh,
Brett.
Enoch.
Brett.
Yeah.
Pete.
Rogers
Petro.
Hornsby.
Hornsby, yes.
Gwynn.
Enoch.
Gwynn.
Petro.
Yes.
Enoch.
Thunder.
Pete.
Ty Cobb.
Just one second. Ty Cobb. Yes.
Okay. Boggs.
No, who'd you say?
No, I'm
you said
next.
Boggs. Okay.
Boggs.
Boggs. Yep.
Okay. Now to Thunderdome.
Hank
Petro.
Aaron.
Enoch.
Hank Aaron. Yes. Pete.
Ernie Banks.
What did I say Petro for?
I'm trying to find these things. I can't.
All you gotta do is
hear.
say yes.
I've got 46
Go ahead,
names to
Pete.
look at. Go ahead, Pete.
Banks.
No.
Ted Williams.
Ted Williams.
Petro.
right.
Babe Ruth.
Enoch.
No on Ruth.
Okay.
Tony Oliva.
Petro.
Tony Oliva. Yes. Right.
Bonds.
Barry Bonds. Yes.
Enoch.
Pete.
Bobby Bonds.
No.
Thunder.
Thunder.
Cal Ripken.
No.
No. Petro.
Oh,
I can
Enoch.
see him.
Yeah.
Hang on. I'll sit out.
Enoch.
You got one?
Al Kaline.
No.
Whoa. What the hell is? And I'm stuck on him. Oh my God. Angel twin.
Rod Carew.
Screw you, Pete.
No, you get it, Sren.
No, I don't
Rod
get it.
Carew.
You got it. You got Rod Carew. I cannot
Too many to name here, but some of the more notables: Jose Altuve, Luis Ariz, Miguel Cabrera, Roberto Clemente,
Oh, God.
Joe DiMaggio, Jimmy Fox,
jeez.
Noma, Bill Madlock, Edgar Martinez,
Bill
Joe
Madlock. I was
Mauer,
stuck on him for a little bit. There, too.
Stan Musial,
Oh, Lord.
Hannes Wagner, Carl Yastrzemski, Ichiro, Pete Rose,
Oh,
Dave
man.
Parker.
You talk
Oh
about.
my God.
Oh, that's
that's a bad
among them.
performance.
That
is a
was
bad
horrible.
performance.
it was dreadful.
Good
I should
Lord.
be
Did
shot.
Donnie Matt? Was Don Mattingly there? No? Okay. All right. What do you got, kid?
All right, give me the last 10 Kansas City A's to hit a home run.
Enoch.
Yeah.
Dave Duncan.
Yep.
Curtis,
Uh,
Vic Power.
No.
No,
Good. Petro.
Curtis.
Enoch.
Tony La Russa.
No.
Enoch. Hector Lopez.
No.
Curtis. Reggie Jackson.
No.
Oh wow! I thought he hit one his first year there.
Enoch. Rick Monday.
Yes.
Good one.
Let's see here.
I thought Reggie.
Enoch. Joe DeMaestri.
Nope.
2.
I'll be weird. Curtis, Catfish Hunter.
Yes.
Oh, wow,
good
you
job.
punk.
Good job.
I'm just taking the egg on this one.
Makes up for me missing Reggie.
You had Vic Power. How about no.
Don't shrug your shoulders. This is you.
I know it, but
It's all
I
you.
stink. Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm just trying to think.
He can't give any hints probably either because he doesn't know who
Petro.
they are.
Smith.
Nope.
Petro. Jones.
Nope. There's one guy with the last name that was a color.
Oh.
Color. Oh, Vita. No,
yeah,
no.
Yeah,
no.
yes.
No.
Say it.
Not Vita Blue.
It has
no.
to be him, doesn't it?
No,
no.
Harold Yellow.
Nope.
What's his first name?
Steve Lavender.
Dick Green.
Oh, Dick Green,
Dick
second
Green.
baseman. Yeah. Yeah. I'm the
How many
big
other
shot.
ones we missed?
Ken Harrelson.
Yeah.
Ken Hawk Harrelson, yeah.
Jim Gosger.
Gosger, yeah.
Paul Lindblad.
Yeah, Lindblad.
Phil Roof.
Phil Roof, yeah.
Mike Hirschberg.
Hirschberger.
Oh.
Yeah. Now I remember him.
Furberger Hirschberg, I think is what he went
think
by.
so.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
Anyway,
Lord.
all right, that's a good question. I like it.
It was a good question.
All right, Pete, finish us off.
I want to know the only man, Hall of Famer or otherwise, to hit over 500 home runs. Homer is first at bat and last at bat in the majors.
Thunder. Ted Williams.
Damn you.
Did you get it?
You got it.
Oh, wow.
Good job,
I knew the last
man.
one, didn't know the first one.
Good
Okay.
job. Good
all right.
job,
Thunderdome
man.
has 900. Pete has 1,100. Curtis has 1,300. And with my back-to-back goose eggs, I limp home at 11, 13, 1,800.
Oh, man. Good job there, young man.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like that.
That's great.
So
I didn't
everybody-
think you guys would get that.
Everybody's alive. Everybody's got a shot at this. What is our category?
Your category is back-to-back Super Bowl champs.
Back-to-back Super Bowl champs. Get your thinking cap on, people. Remember, you can get a free oil change at Big O Tires if you give Kyle a final chumps question. Send it to Kyle at 810WHB.com. That's Kyle at 810WHB.com. Ask about their healthy car special. I told you about that. $39.95 includes a conventional oil change, tire rotation, alignment check, brake check, and more. For again, just $39.95, and they keep you safe on the road. That's why they offer a free multi-point inspection with every service. Convenient shuttle, pickup, drop off, 15 locations around the metro. Go to bigotires.com and make your appointment today. Remember, now through August 31st, you can save up to $120 instantly on 4 select in-stock Nex and Nitto or Sumitomo tires with installation purchase. Plus, get a $100 mail-in rebate on select purchases with your Big O Tires and Service credit card. It's all at Big O Tires, the team you trust.
All right, the Twin Peaks end of the hour answer. Name any non-NFL city in which the Chiefs have played at least 2 preseason games.
Wichita.
No, they have played 1 there, but not 2.
Non-NFL city where they've played 2 preseason games? Tokyo.
Yes.
Oh, good job.
Also, Birmingham, 2. They played 3 in Memphis. They played 3 in Canton.
Tokyo, Birmingham. What were they doing in Birmingham?
Probably honoring Hank Aaron.
Yeah, they played. It was fairly.
Well, Memphis,
fairly
Birmingham,
early.
Memphis, Tokyo, and where else?
Canton.
Oh,
Tokyo,
yeah.
good job,
There
Fran.
were a handful of others, but they played only once.
Good job.
Well, I knew Tim had played a couple over in Japan, and I know they didn't play regular
Yeah,
ones over there.
that was good. That's a good answer.
All right. Nice job there. Remember, you could get a free oil change if you give us a Final Chumps question. Send it to Kyle at 810WHB.com. Our category, back-to-back Super Bowl champs. Hold on, let me write down my wager. Hang on. Okay. Now I'm ready. I hadn't done that yet. Okay, now I'm ready.
All
What
right,
do you got?
Your question is, name either of the last 2 players to win the Super Bowl in one season, then leave via free agency and win the Super Bowl the next season with their new team. Name either of the last 2 guys to do it.
I'm putting down 2 different names.
This is one of those questions.
Cross one
of my
out.
Great ones that can't come up.
I'm going to put down another one. That was his name. You said the last one to do it?
Either of the last 2.
Okay. I'm going to cross this one out.
Hint, they happened in the same year.
I know it. And I'm going to cross that one out. Okay. I am ready. Let's go to Thunderdome. What do you got? What's your answer?
I honestly have no idea, so no answer.
No idea. That's wrong. How much did you wager?
$1.
$1. He's at $8.99. We go next to Peter Yates.
I went to 1-2, and I'm going to go Torkelson and Smithburg.
No. So you are at $10.99. We go next to Curtis.
LaShawn McCoy.
No.
I wagered it all.
Boy, did he?
I thought
Is that?
I thought he was on the 19 Chiefs and.
Did he get cut
$20.
before he played for the Bucs? That does sound kind of right now that he mentioned that. Might need to look that up. You wagered it all?
Yeah.
Okay. I said Deion Sanders. Okay. I also said Ken Norton and Matt Millen.
I initially
were the
had-
other names I had down.
I initially had Chris Long as well.
Okay. So you end up with 0. I bet 801. So I end up with $9.99, which means that Peter Yates Enoch
Another undeserved.
is winning yet another time
Undeserved.
here on Chumps. What was the answer?
The answer is Chris Long and LeGarrette Blount. Both won it for the Pats in Super Bowl 51 and then with the Eagles in 52.
Is that right?
See, McCoy did play in the postseason for both the 19 Chiefs and the 20 Bucks. I don't know if he played in the Super Bowl, but he played 2 playoff games for Tampa Bay in 2020.
And he was on the Chiefs?
On 19, played 1 playoff game in 20 and 19.
So would that be after? I don't care. Pete wins.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't even know if that's after. I got to think back and win it. I don't care. Pete
gladly
wins.
give it to anybody that
Pedro.
wants it.
Pete wins.
I'll give it to anybody that wants it. Trust me.
Pete wins. Period. End of
Another
discussion.
undeserved.
That's it.
Undeserved.
But Sean McCoy's been a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
No reason to
I'm good with
to make that be the answer if that's the case. Congratulations, Pete. You're a winner, man.
It stinks.
All right, where did Mickey Mantle play his final minor league game? Brought to you by La Feta Delicatessen.
Yes, indeed. Blair Kirkhoff, brought to you by our friends at Art and Frame Warehouse, Kansas City's best when it comes to framing your sports memorabilia, framing anything. They're at 92nd and Metcalf, locally owned and operated for more than 25 years. Michael and his team just did a phenomenal job. We had a couple of artwork that my great aunt gave me that she had, and my wife wanted it framed so we could put it in the dining room. They did a beautiful job. They always do. They're experts when it comes to that sports memorabilia as well, always protecting your collection. Don't take it someplace where they might pin the jersey down or the artifact gets messed up in the framing process. They know what they're doing. They're experts at what they're doing. They buy in bulk, keeping the prices down so you get gallery quality at warehouse prices. Only at Art and Frame, the only place I will take anything that I want framed is Art and Frame Warehouse. Find them online at framekc.com. Remember, they'll deliver and install as well, and I highly recommend that. They make it so much easier. It is well worth the minimum cost to have them deliver it and install it. Mr. Kirkhoff, sir, how are you?
Doing well, Soren.
You'll be doing
well
better
if
when we can hear you.
Yeah, I'm on the wrong mic, aren't I?
No, you're not on the wrong mic. Kyle is just the wrong guy for the job.
I made an assumption without looking.
The problem is we've had Thunderdome in here filling in for Todd, who's on assignment down at City Hall, where we can report, Blair, that 11-2, it has passed. The Royal Stadium is going to be funded. Public dollars, lots of public money.
Yeah, that's what
swimming in taxpayer dollars.
Yeah, that's what this whole thing was about. Not having good folks at Jackson County vote on this, because the last time it went to a vote, as I recall,
it didn't do so hot.
It didn't do well. So this way they avoid the vote. They got the money. So local money, state money, and John Sherman money will all contribute to the new downtown ballpark.
John Sherman, Peter Maluk.
Yeah.
Some Dunn family money.
Yeah. Eric Stone Street, he's on the ownership group. Patrick Mahomes.
I don't know if they all chip in.
I wonder.
On the,
makes you wonder.
On owning the.
It's a pretty large group of folks.
Yeah, it is, which is good, and they're all local.
Yep. You look in the Royals Media Guide, and there's a page with listing all the owners. Everybody's got a stake in it. I don't think I'm trying to think of the big slick people. Stone Street might be the only one. I don't know if Jason Sudeikis or Rob Riggle or anybody else like that, anybody, Paul Rudd, or investing in the Royals. But it's a wide and varied group.
I'm trying to see if I can bring that page up online.
Or you can Google I could do that too. Royals ownership group.
Royals Publications. I can buy it. Will not be buying it.
I'm sure you can buy it.
Okay. Isn't there a site or something that we can look at it? I mean, we're special people, Blair.
I think there's a website. It's like everybody else now with all the teams with their media guides. They put them online, and they're under. Like I think the Royals, like everybody else, is under MLB's somewhere, MLB.com or MLB Press Box or something like that.
Well, just about everything that you used to use the Royals guide for, like one of the stat sites has now.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I mean, what they have is they're right up on the bios of everybody who works for the team. That's about it. Because all the records and all that kind of stuff, you can do a search and get it. I mean, that used to be the only place. I mean, it was, I finally, it took, I don't know how many years for me to finally throw away the media guides. I don't even know. It's embarrassing how many baseball and NFL ones, because then I got hooked on it. And I was like, well, I started getting a hold of older ones than even the times that I covered, because I'm like, well, this is the only place you can get it. And then I finally realized I have all this online.
Yeah.
And it all went to the recycle, and I'm like, that's it. I got to move on.
I had in addition to having all the Royals and
all
Chiefs.
The colleges.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my, because you get them in the mail, or the newspaper would get them. The schools would send them out, and every school would print one, and not just football, men's basketball.
And here in Kansas City, you needed the Wisconsin basketball media
yes,
guide.
You did.
You needed it. It's not a matter of wanting it. It was a need thing.
You had to have it.
You had to have it.
And just yesterday, maybe the last school that mails big media guides, I received a football media guide from the University of West Virginia yesterday.
West Virginia is still. Now you know why they suck.
Because they're spending money on a media guide.
On sending it out. I remember at the end, before everything went digital, like Curtis has talked about this. Like Texas sent one that it was like one of those things. Like it was like I don't know if it was like the offense and then you tilt it. It had that finish where it'd be something else. Like Mizzou, I think one of their last years had like a license plate or something.
And they were massive. They
Yeah.
were bigger than the.
They kept getting bigger because they were sending them to recruits.
Yeah, and it had to be as big as the.
Whoever
Texas
else
is.
had. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's times have changed. To say the least when it comes to the media guides.
But the reference site, Baseball Reference, Pro Football Reference, they've taken the place of the media guide.
Well, and it saved me like $60 a year because and it was actually every 2 years because I don't think they would publish the Baseball Encyclopedia every year. But the Baseball Encyclopedia, if you've seen the reference sites, was basically a book with all those things in it, every player's, and I had to have the most updated one as soon as it came out. It was like $40 or $60. And I still have a few of them. I saved like a couple of them just because I want them on my bookshelf.
Yeah.
But like they literally are extinct.
They were when the first one hit, it was an incredible piece of work. It's like I couldn't believe someone had done all this research, or a team of people had done all this research to put everybody's baseball card back of their baseball card in a book, and. It was like I couldn't stop reading it. The newspaper office had it, and I would go into the office early just to pick that book off the shelf and just flip through it because I had to know what Hannes Wagner's batting average was in 1903.
That was the only way you could find out.
That's right. It was the only way you could find out.
No, I used to love and then the rankings.
Yeah.
Like, okay, who's 125th in homers all time? I need this.
That's right.
I need this right here.
You got to have it.
Where's George Brett all time? Where's he on that? Doubles, he's up near the top. Where's he on homers? What about triples? You had to have that.
The extra base hits.
Mm-hmm.
Extra base hits.
Yeah.
He's got to be top 10.
Total bases. Let's go to total bases.
That was the only way to find out.
Mm-hmm. That was. $10.5 million a year with a 6-year extension for Brett Venables announced today by Oklahoma because he was going where? At 55 years old? If you don't is somebody going to be like, listen, we're paying you 8. If that's not enough, you need 12.5 to go somewhere or 10.5. That's $2.5 million we could be spending on a quarterback.
Yeah.
Is it going to happen at some point that somebody goes, no, it's not about you. It's about the payroll. And we're going to make that happen.
What's interesting about this one in particular is it's a new athletic director, right? This Joe Castiglione is, of like the beginning of the year, he turned it, longtime AD at Oklahoma, turned it over to I don't even know the name of the new guy, but felt it necessary to give Brent Venables a boost in pay for a team that did make the playoff last year, but got
lost in the first round to Alabama
at home in Norman. So I was when I saw the headline on that, I was a little surprised. I had the same kind of reaction I think you did. That really was this necessary? Did they have to do this? Are they sending a message out? I mean, I didn't understand this one.
Yeah, his record in 4 years at Oklahoma: 6-7, 10-3, 6-7, 10-3. So I mean, I understand the timing. You got to get it in before he goes 6-7 again, because that's not going to be happy when he's either going to go 10-3 or 6-7 every year.
That's right. It's established.
I'm like, I don't know. I didn't dig deep enough into the story on how many years he had left before they did that.
I know he was on the hot seat after the previous season.
Right.
There was a lot of folks who thought he shouldn't be back. You guys do the see if I get the wording on this right, like extend them or kick the can down the road.
Kick it down the road, yes.
Or or fire them.
Yeah.
I would have for Brent Venables.
And I'm gonna add you to that. That's one of the things we're going to talk about today. We're going to get you on that list.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So you've been there.
We have done it this year for the 3 locals.
Okay.
But not Brett Venables.
No. I would have thought this was a kick the can, down the road for him after last season. After 10-3, he made the playoff. That was good. But the expectations are so high at Oklahoma that losing that home playoff game would have, I think, mitigated it a little bit.
Yeah. I think what, as far as Brett Venables goes and Oklahoma goes, like, are you really, like, you get to the playoffs? That's now, like, extension time? Like, isn't that the expectation at Oklahoma?
Absolutely, it has to be. Now, like at Missouri, that would be cause for celebration, and that's a big achievement. At Oklahoma, that should be the expectation.
Yeah, but it is not.
Apparently not.
So yeah, I look, $10.5 million. It's your money. Do what you need to do. But I'm not convinced he's, like, if he goes 7-5 this year,
wouldn't be shocked.
I mean, are they going to be thrilled?
I don't have the Leabo depth of knowledge here, but I don't know what their schedule is. But they play Texas, and they're going to hook them up with some other big, because it's Oklahoma. They're always going to have, seemingly always going to have other big names on their schedule. So, and the quarterback is back, isn't he? For them this year.
Yep. Mateer.
Yeah, and I didn't see where they were in the preseason. I can't remember where they were in the preseason.
They are preseason number 10. Here's the schedule: UTEP, at Michigan. By the way, do you know how many games are? There's nobody in week 0 that's top 25 versus top 25.
Right. It's a bad opening weekend.
Then I think there's maybe one the next weekend, or maybe it's 2. But, like, you get 4 weeks in, there are only 6 games that right now are 2 teams that are in the top 25.
That just seems, it's an unluck of the draw here.
Part of it is when half the top 25 is in one league, and the other half's in the other one, till they get to league games.
Yeah, that's a really good point, because these preseason top 25 games aren't Big 12 versus SEC or Big 12 versus Big 10.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give Oklahoma and Michigan credit. How many other Big 10 SEC games do you think there are?
Probably not many.
Not many. Anyway, he's got UTEP, at Michigan, New Mexico, at Georgia, versus Texas.
Yeah, that's a Dallas game.
He does have a bye week in between Georgia and Texas. Kentucky, at Mississippi State, South Carolina, at Florida, and then it gets rough again at the end. Ole Miss, A&M, at Mizzou. So they
could lose 4 games in the conference.
Oh, easy.
Yep.
Easy. I mean, they've got 4 teams in the conference that are ranked higher than them.
Yeah. So, but he'll be he's.
Are you buying Ole Miss?
I think there's a little regression there. I do like I liked what that coach did in the playoffs last year, the way he kept it together. It was a talented team, but I just think there'll be a little bit of regression at Ole Miss this year. And again, I don't have their schedule in front of me, but with Trinidad back, that's good to have a quarterback, maybe the best quarterback in the league. But no, I don't. I guess I'm not buying Ole Miss. It's too new with a new coach. Even though he's familiar, a new coach. I don't. How can you duplicate the success they had last year? That was the best season ever for that program. I don't think they're going to be Indiana. Indiana, has this a remarkable season, greatest season in history 2 years ago, and follows it up with mind-blowing.
A better season.
Better. I don't think Ole Miss is on that path. Not with a new coach. It happened in Indiana because they had the coach, and now Ole Miss is in a position to duplicate that. It's a different coach.
Yeah, I think that Ole Miss game will probably play easier. I don't know what Mizzou's going to be at the end for them. I mean, I think so much depends upon if Simmons is the real deal at quarterback and healthy at the end.
Yep.
I think that's a big part of it. I'm not really sure what Michigan is either. I mean, I think they're going to be well coached in whatever it is they do, but I don't know that they're. I mean, year one.
Yeah.
With a coach that has been talking about retiring for years, then did retire and went, oh, Michigan? No, I can relight the fire.
Yeah. I'm unretiring.
Or he just wanted the party on the way out the door at Utah, and had the Michigan thing in the back of his head. I assume that wasn't it. And I assume that they're not thinking he's a long-term answer. What's his name? I'm drawing a blank on.
Kyle Whittingham.
But I'll tell you what, I mean, if anybody could have a bundle of energy at his age. It's him.
He's a hell of a coach.
Well, I'm just saying, physically.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's
a workout freak. You can tell. He's one of those guys. Like, yeah, he's older, but he up at 5 and get the run in and lift in and
wears those cut off sweatshirts.
Yeah, he's ready to go, and it's a family trait too. Because I saw him walk into dinner down at the Big 12. Mrs. Whittingham is not afraid of the gym either. They walked in. It's like, is this like how to beat aging? It's the Whittinghams.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay.
I should look like that.
Me and Leabo are like, can we get another round of chips and salsa over here?
He's like, I shared a locker room with Suge Knight. I can handle anything.
That's right. Suge Knight at
the 87 Rams.
87 Rams. Kyle Whittingham was on that team?
Replacement, yes. Replacement
there you go.
Players.
Suge and Kyle Whittingham. Divergent paths.
Yeah, they
diverged. They came together, and then they diverged.
Yeah. Narrator.
Because I don't think Suge Knight was raised in a Mormon household either.
Probably not.
Okay, so definitely converged and diverged.
The old joke narrator.
Kyle Whittingham is he is because wasn't that one of the things that would come up in the Holy War? That he coached Utah, but and there are many people of the Mormon faith that go to Utah as well. You don't have to go to BYU or anything, but I think that was part of the background. Anyway, I can't remember.
Their paths from that day were not similar.
We're not similar. But I don't know. It's
they'll be better. I'd assume, but just better organized and well coached. And
Michigan,
yeah. I respect the heck out of him.
I think he's tremendous.
It's as much fun as we're having with him. He's a great coach, terrific coach, and he's got Utah. Didn't he take him to like 3 straight Rose Bowls when they were in the Pac at the last few years of the Pac? 12.
He was impressive.
They couldn't win one, but they were going to Rose Bowls.
Well, and I think he's like the. If he were younger, I don't think it's going to be fair. If he doesn't succeed at Michigan, we'll be like, well, what would he have been if he'd gotten this job when he was, he's 66 years old now. He went to BYU. That's what it was.
Yep.
Maybe he's not Mormon enough, but he went to BYU and he coached Utah. But let me see. You asked about the Rose Bowls. He went to back-to-back Rose Bowls in 21 and 22.
And lost them. I think he lost both of them.
He did lose them both.
Penn State was one of them.
But last year he was 10-2. Year before that he was 5-7.
Right. I remember that was a troubling year, and then he rebounds. And didn't Kansas have him on the ropes last year? And at the end, I think that was KU's season finale. Kyle may remember that, but Kansas played. I think Kansas played him tough last year.
Yeah. But I do think Kyle Whittingham is an interesting case study in the sense that, like, okay, here's this guy that's this really good coach, but he's at Utah. You don't expect to win a national championship. Okay, well, let's now put him on a program that does give you everything.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see.
Is it just that simple as like, okay, these guys that are really good at other spots, well, let's put him on. Let's see what he could do with all the resources. Okay, well, he's got them all. Or are we going to find out that, no, you got to be a little bit more dynamic. Like he would be Mark Richt to Georgia.
Yeah, I like that.
10 wins every year, but never really scaring the championship at all.
Can't beat Saban.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, man, they're going to run off Mark Richt. I mean, I don't know, man. That guy's pretty good. Who are they? Yeah, that worked.
Yes.
Kirby Smart's better. Okay, yeah.
Well, we're finding out. We're going to find out if Penn State with Matt Campbell in a similar situation.
You're right. That's exactly the same kind of situation right there with Penn State. And listen, they might get a little bump this year. Find out if Snow Paterno
a little bump
making his way to
the kind of bump,
or Pablo Plejskabar
for the Nittany lines,
for the Penn State Nittany lines.
I heard someone call them the Sniffany lines.
Sniffany lines,
that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. I like that.
For the record, KU had Utah down 14-10 after 3 last year. Utah scored 21 in the fourth, 31-21 final.
There you go.
They were 13th in the nation at that point.
By the way, as a sidebar, last night I've already watched the show, but God bless her. I don't know how. My daughter's like, I said, we're going to watch a show? Or what? Okay, yeah, we'll watch that. What do you want to watch? Well, I don't know. Just let's look through. Hey, what's Any Given Saturday in the SEC, Dad? Have you watched that? I'm like, yeah. I watched it. Is it any good? Yeah. Well, let's watch that.
Oh,
Like, well, what's wrong with you, child? But I was like, sure.
It's nice.
Sure. And because she's thinking about going to the SEC schools and stuff like that. And so, I think that's what she wanted to see. Like, oh, okay, what's game you looking? But watching that, I am reminded of just, it had been a year, because it's like over a year old. It's about the 24 season. And it was funny because I'm like, yeah, he's gone. He's gone. He's on a hot seat. He's gone. He's gone. As far as the coaches, Billy Napier's at Florida.
Right.
Shane Beamer's the positive story. He's on the hot seat after last year. He had a really good 24.
Mark Stoops.
Brian Kelly is like the feature guy in the first one. And I'm like, who would you rather play for? Like, Brian Kelly or Shane Beamer? And Shane Beamer's like positive, and the players are talking about how much they like him. No player is quoted saying anything about Brian Kelly, and he is just MFing everybody in practice. She's like, I don't know. I'm like, really? God bless you.
Yeah.
If there's a thought there, it's like, sometimes you need tough coaching. I'm like, okay, all right. So yeah,
nice work.
But watching Brian Kelly, I was just like,
I'm not sure this is going to work out.
just the whole, and they actually beat. I thought South Carolina got them. They lost to USC, and then they beat somebody, and South Carolina, USC is in Southern California, in Vegas. LSU did that year, and then they come back, and South Carolina got a big upset when they plowed Kentucky. First of all, they barely beat Old Dominion, then they plowed Kentucky. And this would go on to be a 9-5 season.
His best season.
Or 8-5, 9-4 season.
9-4 for Beamer.
For him. And I remember telling her, I said, Stanton Weber is the assistant special teams coach on this team.
Right.
We need to look. That's a Miege guy. We need to be looking for him. If people don't know, that's, of course, he was a wide receiver at K-State, but also Stan Weber's son, and he coached under Shane Beamer. But so that's kind of fun knowing where everything goes and like what's going to end up. It's like Brian Kelly's like, we're sitting here, we're talking about the same thing. Remember that press conference?
Yes.
And I was like, I just got to coach better. And I'm like, duh! I'm like, you think?
That's right.
The other thing that's interesting in that is the linebacker for LSU, the brothers, Witt. Anyway, the younger one, what is it? Yes.
Yeah.
Is the boyfriend of Lane Kiffin's daughter.
Oh.
And so at this time, Kiffin's happy at Ole Miss, and this kid, and they haven't covered that yet. It's like I said, it's been more than a year to watch. But I was looking at that, I'm like, I think that's the guy Lane Kiffin. And I looked it up, I'm like, oh my God. Telling my daughter, I'm like, look, here's pictures. Now Lane Kiffin coaches there. You go back and watch it, knowing the outcomes of all these things. It's kind of interesting. You're like, oh, man.
It just means more.
It just means more. Daughter's going to date a guy for the other team. You got to go coach that team.
Yeah, yep, you do.
Get you $14 million a year and a $70 million payroll, and you go coach that team.
Them's is the rules.
That's how it works. More with Blair Kirchhoff. He's brought to you by our friends at Art and Frame Warehouse. You can find them online at framekc.com. Everything they frame comes with a lifetime guarantee. They've only had to honor that only one time. They had to repair anything, but it's nice to know it's there. It's at Art and Frame Warehouse. Find them online at framekc.com.
All right, the Lafayette Delicatessen, end of the hour answer. Where did Mickey Mantle play his final major league, minor league? Try it again. Where did Mickey Mantle play his final minor league game? And I really wished I had thought about this yesterday because it was on that date, August 19th, 1951. Where did it happen?
Here in town or something?
Municipal Stadium.
Yeah.
In Kansas City.
It was a minor league game, though?
His final minor league game.
He was a Blue.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's right. He was a Kansas City
He
Blue.
was up at the Yankees, then went down.
Yeah.
Went back up. But his last minor league game was right here in Municipal Stadium, 22nd in Brooklyn.
He played for Joplin the year before he played for Kansas City, and he played for Independence, Kansas. I think was his first minor league.
Wow,
wow.
Well, it's just a man. It's
Look
such
at the big brain on Blair.
Yeah.
It's a local thing.
Show off.
True.
Wow. Trying to come in here and show us up? Is that what's going on here, Blair?
So.
I'm sure you guys
Because it's working if you are. I mean, it's
pretty
been
good.
effective so far.
I think I'd heard that, but only because I was sitting next to Kurt for 3 hours on Tuesday night, and he's like, he knows everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kurt knows stuff.
Yeah. So we got that going for us.
So
Lafetta was the
there was a lot of that.
Was the to the winner?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Lafetta Italian Delicatessen. You're a fan.
Which was also at the ballpark on Tuesday,
LafettaDeli.com because you took it.
Got it and took it there.
Yeah. That's his go-to always on his ballpark.
It's either Friday nights or if it's ball, I'm getting me a queen.
No hot dog for you out there. Huh?
I will say for catering, if you're doing like getting together with everybody to watch the games, they do a phenomenal job. Put you together a big tray of sandwiches, but they need 24 to 48 hours notice. But always a hit. There will no doubt be at least one, if not a couple, Lafetta days for Chiefs games at my house. Go to LafettaDeli.com to put your order in. Adam and his team are awesome. Great people, locally owned and operated, and coming to Prairie Village soon. In addition to their location there at 143rd and Metcalf, southeast corner. Find them online at LafettaDeli.com. Blair Kirchhoff is with us here in the program. Blair, let me ask you then, what does, in your opinion, on the three, kick it down the road, extend it, fire them. Where do you sit on such?
Well, generally speaking, it would nobody's on the hot seat. First of all, none of the three, the way other coaches are on a hot seat. So it would take a lot of failure to fire any of these coaches, especially Colin Klein, right? Who's just starting his coaching career. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure anything worse than 1-11. It's hard to just take Eli Drinkwitz. There is some expectation and there's some pressure. These top 25, and it's time, I think, for Missouri to turn in a season that's beyond expectation. And but to get an extension. Missouri seems to give him an extension every other year, but I don't know. I think if he makes the college football playoff, that's worthy of an extension. So as it was for Brent Venables, obviously.
So then you are on Drinkwitz. You are
make the college football playoff.
So extension is playoffs.
That's yes,
but nothing else gets it for him.
I don't think so. But look, I think if you win, if you're like 9-3. With this schedule that he has this year, he's in the college football playoff.
So here's I thought actually the most entertaining one of the bunch is Eli Drinkwitz of the three. Because the Kleiman, like you said, I mean, he's not getting fired.
Right.
Even I think I put down, I said the only way he's fired is a major scandal. All three of us went major scandal is the only thing that gets him fired.
Yes.
Okay? Which none of us expects to be the case.
No.
Right? I want to be clear. We're not predicting major. We're just like, there literally is nothing that can happen on the football field that would get him out. I think, and then like an extension, I really think that if he wins like 8 games, there may be a school that comes and says, okay, if it goes really south with Ole Miss and they go, oh, well, this wasn't the guy we wanted anyway, we're firing him. Lane Kiffin was our guy, but this kid over here won 8 games, year one at K-State. We've got the resources. Let's go get him. I think there could be something like that. So I think there's a scenario where there is interest and you have to give him an extension where you're like, well, wait a minute, he's only 1 year in and he won 7 games or he won 8 games. Yeah, but he was a hot commodity as a coordinator, and as long as if they go let's say worst case scenario. I don't think 6-6 has people calling him. And I don't think he's leaving for anything other than Power 4 jobs. And I don't think he's leaving for anything other than a Power 4 job that has a better path to a championship, right? Which is almost, it's I don't know, 20, 25 schools. But if he's gone 7-5 and gone 7-5 by scoring 45 points a game, and the defense is the weak side, and you're like, okay, that's what we need. I could see somebody coming in and offering him.
Yeah, I can see that. That makes sense.
And then it's a question of, and I know I said Eli's the entertaining one, and now I'm talking about Colin Klein. But then it becomes a matter of what does he always wanted? Does he want to be a head coach that's won a national championship, or has he always wanted to be the K-State coach? If he's always wanted to be the K-State coach, then just get the money close, and he's always going to stay.
Well, he's achieved that,
right?
And after X number of years, and let's just give him, let's give him 7 years and 6 bowl seasons and a couple of, maybe appearances.
7 years and 69 wins.
Yeah, then I think yes, but maybe 1 year in the college football playoff or something, and they lose the first game, and the Big Ten or the SEC come calling.
Yes. I think an Ole Miss, because I don't know what Ole Miss is. Ole Miss looks pretty good, like you can win a championship there, but I think that's because Lane Kiffin knew what he was doing.
Yeah,
and I'm not convinced that you leave for that.
The history is not there for Ole Miss.
If Texas A&M or Texas, like for whatever reason, A&M's open. Mm-hmm. All right, now you got to listen. You can win a championship at A&M. They got everything you need.
Yes, they do.
And so
that's correct.
If you want to win a national championship, you will listen to A&M. You will listen to those kind of jobs. And, he's going to have a hell of a first year for them to be like, okay, this kid's the guy. But I mean, he was definitely on people's radar screens. But with Eli, it's different because you've got a bank of work, and that bank of work is good.
Yep,
it's not great.
It's good.
It's good. And I would, if you want to say it's been very good, okay, I will give you that. He beat Ohio State in a bowl game, and he's won 10 games there. Fine, I'm fine with very good. But it's not great. And there are flaws. There are the never beating an SEC team with a winning record, a conference winning record. Not solving the riddle of the quarterback.
Yeah, that's an interesting
Not really hitting that out of the park. Brady Cook was a good quarterback for him, but he hasn't had that guy, and Brady Cook is in the league, but he hasn't had that, he doesn't even have a Blaine Gabbert, that got drafted in the first, even though he didn't play like a first, but was a guy that in college you went, well, that guy's got all the tools. Yeah, he hadn't really solved that. That's like, and so that's kind of...
He solved everything else. He's had the defense. He's had the offensive line. He's had skill guys. His running backs are the best in the country.
And I'm going to say something that's going to make me throw up in my mouth a little bit just to say it. I have to give credit to Jason Anderson. That's obviously a joke. But Jason actually made me stop and think, and I've given him credit for this a number of times. Like 3, 4, 5 years ago, we were doing the Eli would go here, there, and he's like, how many programs are actually better than Missouri? And I think we had it in our head just like around here, we know what Missouri's been, and so we don't, and they didn't used to be in the SEC, so we don't really think of them as this is a job that people should really covet. We're like, it's Mizzou. They're always going to disappoint because that's what all their fans think. That's the expectation. Disappointment. Well, hey, what do you think the team's going to be this year? Disappointment. Whatever it will be disappointment. If it's a 4-win team, we'll win 2. If it's a 10-win team, we'll win 8. That's the mindset. But when he said that and he grinded through a lot of it, I was like, that's a really good point. And so for Drinkwitz, to me, the only way you should really have to extend him is if somebody's coming after him. And what job, I think for the most part, he's listened to offers that are lateral moves. And how many jobs if he wants to win a national championship, and right now, I don't think any one of our 3 local schools is a national championship program. Yep. And so if he wants to win a national championship, he'd have to go someplace else. How many of them would come to him? Because I really think of one. It's Clemson.
Yeah.
Or it's North Carolina.
Yeah.
Because I think you could win a championship at North Carolina. I know they've never sniffed it. People are going to lose their mind. I've been on that campus. It's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen how they tailgate. They tailgate like an SEC school, and they're in a very fertile recruiting grounds. I think if Nick Saban went to North Carolina, he would win championships. I mean, Mac Brown damn near did before he went to Texas. And so I think North Carolina and Clemson are the jobs. But if you're him, I take that job in 6 years. I don't know what I'm coaching in.
Yeah. I would have added Auburn to that list. I've always thought of Auburn as a place that Drinkwitz could be, and even though that seems right now like a lateral move because of the success. Auburn has won national championships.
And with multiple coaches.
Yes. So,
right? I am right about that. Chiswick and
Chiswick won he won with Cam.
They played for it with Gus Malzahn.
Yes, in 13.
But they have one of like a split title from way back in the day, don't they?
In the 50s they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Shug Jordan.
Okay.
So, I've always thought of that as a potential spot for Drinkwitz. I think it's the choice of potential next jobs for him is limited to the SEC, and
or Big Ten. You don't think you
no?
Think a Big Ten job?
I think he's just more comfortable in the SEC, and we've seen the history of that league having no qualms about hiring coaches from other programs, right? It happens all the time. It's happened this year, right, with Lane Kiffin, but it's happened many times before. So if he thinks he has a better chance of winning a national championship in another SEC program, and the ones that are above him in the pecking order now could be candidates down the road. I'm not sure how safe Kalen DeBoer is at Alabama, and could that be a possibility for Drinkwitz?
If he wins 10 games with this schedule this year,
yes,
he would look.
He was going to say
Alabama could be like,
yep.
He won 10 games at Mizzou,
especially if DeBoer wins 7 at Alabama this year.
And they're picked 6th in the league.
Yeah.
And their win total is it 8.5?
Something like that. And they got slaughtered in the Rose Bowl last year by Indiana. So I think of Drinkwitz that way, that he knows the territory. He puts together every position except the quarterback. And we'll give him. I think there's an opportunity for that position to play, to be good this year with Austin Simmons.
How many SEC jobs are better than Mizzou? Alabama, Florida, LSU, Texas, Oklahoma,
Georgia.
Those 6?
Definitive. I think those 6 definitively better. Now you could argue.
Now you get down like Ole Miss. Well, they've done it. You're not better.
South Carolina.
You might be better right now. You might have a better environment. You could pitch me on more fertile recruiting grounds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but South Carolina, absolutely not.
No, I agree with that.
I think South Carolina made a big mistake going into the SEC. I've been down on that campus, and I don't like it. Like, the campus is good, but the football stadium is like a mile away.
Yeah.
Across parking lots. Like, the vibe and there's no like Tennessee. There's no volunteer Navy and the walk down. And like Tennessee, I get it. That'd be a cool place to go. I haven't been to all of them, but I've been to a number of them. But like, it's just like the stadium just sits kind of by itself with nothing around it but the football practice stuff and a bunch of parking lots around it. Like, it's not a cool vibe.
I would put Missouri at the top of that second list. That would include Arkansas, South Carolina, Kentucky, Vanderbilt. I don't know who I'm missing here. Mississippi State. The others.
I think South Carolina and Mississippi State are at the bottom. Mississippi State's probably last. South Carolina's probably next to last, 15. If Vanderbilt's going to spend money, being in Nashville with basically a new stadium,
and a big
that
budget.
you can fill, and a big budget. If they're going to spend money,
they could
come up in the world,
change the landscape. Yep.
I really think Northwestern could do the same thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Although, generally speaking,
with a new stadium,
USC is the only big city school that's ever done anything in college athletics, right?
Miami.
That's true. There's a couple of them.
Yeah.
So Nashville's a rocking town.
Yeah. Attractive to recruits, I would think. If you're going to get paid anywhere you go, why not go where the nightlife is? Where you can have some nightlife, and why not? Maybe it will be. You're right. Generally speaking, though, you don't think of Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Louisville, urban campuses being football powers. But again, if we're you put money in the pockets of these kids, and
Yeah.
who doesn't want to be in a urban area?
Yeah, it's especially a hip place like Nashville,
Yep.
which is growing all the time. We'll take a break. One more with Blair Kirchhoff. He's our college insider. He's brought to you by our friends at Art and Frame Warehouse. Gallery quality at warehouse prices. You need anything framed. They specialize in sports memorabilia. It's the only place I'll go. Michael and the staff are absolutely fantastic to work with. They will do a great job for you like they've done a great job for me and my family for years and years. Been taking our stuff there for more than 20 years. They've been serving Kansas City for more than 25. It's Art and Frame Warehouse. Find them online at framekc.com. You listen to the program here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Petros, Seabolt, Collier, Thunderdome performed very well today. Did you hear the kid, Blair?
I heard the end. Yeah. He was.
He showed well. I was impressed. I was impressed. Blair Kirchhoff is with us, brought to you by our friends at Art and Frame Warehouse. FrameKC.com. We haven't talked about Lance Leipold. What do you think? What gets him extended? What gets him fired?
I think there is nothing short of a scandal that gets him fired. I think Kansas.
Really? Okay.
I do think Kansas understands and appreciates what they have in him, and we all remember whatever we call that second decade of the century is called, how bad Kansas football was, and I mean beyond belief bad, and they have a coach who has defeated Texas and Oklahoma. I think he's beaten every Big 12 before the latest round of expansion that got the Arizona schools and Colorado and BYU. I think he'd beaten every Big 12 program except Kansas State. So they've got the coach they need at Kansas.
99 losses in 10 years. It was the worst decade, if you want to just calendar type decade, in the history of Division I football.
It was.
Was it really?
Incredibly bad.
Most losses by 13 in that period. Like UNLV or somebody had 87 losses, but the only reason they didn't lose 100 was because the last game of the year was canceled because of COVID. The game that would have gotten killed by Texas.
So we're gotten down on Kansas because of back-to-back 5 and 7 seasons, and after a 9-win season in 23, and they were disappointed they didn't get to a bowl game in either one of those years. Still, they've got a lot of they get a lot of rope at that program.
The year where they played at Arrowhead, I think it was those games. They had big leads and just lost everything at the end. What that could have been.
That's the part that I think that Kansas gets is that he has had one year that wasn't a mess, and he won 9 games.
Yeah.
It's like we could not be stressing our donors out, but financially with asking them for tons of money for a stadium, and we could give him a real home field and all that. He has performed very well when given the standard operating procedure.
Yep.
And I think they get that, and I don't think they want to mess around with it. And I believe he has a $23 million buyout. Isn't that what everybody was reminding us of, Curtis, when we were talking about that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that's a big factor too. So you're not going to fire a guy with that kind of buyout.
My buyout is not that high.
Yeah. No?
Is it not? What?
Some restaurant trade, maybe get it done. Couple gift cards to La Feta.
There you go. He's a simple man with simple taste, Blair.
Nothing simple about La Feta, though.
No.
Special place.
It is a special place.
Just give me food.
Just like you're a special guy, Blair. Thanks so much. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you next week on the eve of week 0.
Can't wait.
All right, 2 men were in the visiting dugout for the first regular season game and the first postseason game in Royals history. Name either one. Brought to you by La Feta Delicatessen.
Fourth quarter of the program begins right now. We finish strong here on a Thursday, making our way through a very busy day. Still to come, David Lesky. That's right, David Lesky talking some Royals baseball. Big, giant win for the Royals. They finish off a 4-game sweep of the A's.
How about that? Red hot.
I had somebody text me when they got all their players, the Royals are a wagon.
Yep.
It was not Kyle that texted that to me.
When they didn't have all their players, and when they had all their players who weren't playing well, they were also another kind of wagon.
Okay.
Starts with an S.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You picking up what I'm stepping in?
Yep, I sure am. I sure am. But they're winners
Yeah, but
today
just a wagon, yep.
in more ways than one. We'll get to the ballpark, or get to the ball club here in a minute. But they also won when it comes to a vote. 11-2, Kansas City, Missouri has approved the financing for a new ballpark. We go to the man on the beat. Todd Leabo joins us. He has been covering the story throughout the course of the day. Todd, how are you, buddy? Didn't realize you were on the phone. I don't know why I thought you were on equipment or something, Todd. My bad. Now I ask you, how are you, Todd?
I'm doing great. I just always love to spend the afternoon at City Hall. You know that.
Oh, man. For my money, is there anything better?
No.
Is there anything better? Holy
so.
cow. How about
really
it?
Something.
They got it, 11-2. Was it, do we have any fights? Did McDowell have to break anything up? Did you have to break anything up? What happened down there?
No fights because there was no public, time to have the little 2-minute speeches. Many people were against this down there, holding signs up. You can see some of the pictures on social media and making a little bit of noise. And maybe when the vote was over, yelling, calling billionaire. I'm not going to say everything they said. It wasn't all kind. Some FUs, some things like that.
Billionaire what? Billionaire.
Whore. Can I say whore?
I think you just did.
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking you were like billionaire welfare was where I thought you were going.
Yeah.
Giving
Well,
freebies.
someone called the city council of whores to the billionaires, but.
I see. Okay.
Yes, that
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. Anyway, it passed 11-2. We'll play a little bit from both sides here.
By the way, can we just take a moment? I had a lot of funny jokes that went through my head with that, and I stopped myself on each one of them.
Good job, buddy.
I stopped myself on and they were good.
I had a Janet Rossi reference.
They were good. Oh, Janet Rossi. Oh, that's right. That is a good one. You remember Janet Rossi? Do you know who Janet Rossi was?
Yes.
You do or no?
Yeah, that unless I'm thinking of the wrong person. That was was that the lady in Goodfellas?
Yes. That's the girlfriend in Goodfellas. Stay away from my husband, you.
Yes.
You've already said it.
Yeah.
Janet Rossi is buzzing everybody's apartment and yelling at it. Yeah.
In trouble. Karen. Good times. Hopefully nobody wakes up with anything the way it works on Goodfellas. But,
yeah. Anyway, okay. So let's hear from the principals.
We'll hear from Brooks Sherman. He's the president of business operations now. He's kind of in charge of all the real estate stuff now for the team. We chatted with him afterwards. I talked to him a little bit before, kind of about how this was going. They felt pretty good, but you never know till it's across the line on this. This is a regular city council meeting. Anyone can go to these. You can watch them online. All the documents are out there. If anyone cares to, I said this the other day, most of government happens with no one watching. People are watching this because it's the stadium stuff. So there were folks down there at the city council meeting. A lot of procedural things happened there. Then they had a little discussion on both sides. So there were some people who spoke for and against on the council itself, not the public people speaking. No one from the Royals spoke. No one like that. They just talked about it at the council briefly. They had their vote. It passed 11-2. Afterwards, we chatted with Brooks Sherman kind of about the timeline for getting this thing going and a little bit more.
We're underway on that, so we'll get to the specifics of timing as we move through that with our contractors, our owners reps. That could be the timeline. We would like to have opening day 2030. We're working hard to do that. This is, these are big projects that take time, effort, and a lot of cooperation. So we're in the middle of that, feel very good about it, have great teams to help us here.
Brooks, based on your conversations with the state already, what's your confidence level and timeline for when you see contribution from the state?
We feel very good about the state. The state's been very cooperative. Obviously, Governor Kehoe did a lot to move the Stadium Act forward. He's a great supporter of this. We're going to work hard. Nothing's easy, but we're working hand in hand with them and feel awfully good about it. We'll be much further along in the next 30 days with them, and we'll see.
Do you think you can? Does it feel more real today than it did yesterday?
Sure. I mean, anytime you get the city council, they had to vote on this. This is a big decision for them to make, and they've been working hard on it, along with the mayor and the city manager. Mario has been hand in hand with them, making sure that they understood this project. So it is a big day. Anytime city council passes something like this is a great economic development project that the city's making a big investment in. We are hugely appreciative of that, and we're willing to make a great big investment right alongside them. And that's what we're doing, and we couldn't be more excited to do it.
That's Mario Vasquez, who is the city manager who you heard Brooke Sherman talk about there. The next thing up on the state round will be that Show Me fund that they've already gotten developed. They think that will be fairly easy to do. There are some things you have to jump through, but that funding is kind of in place. The next thing that we will have to talk about here in Kansas City is the TIF, right? And the TIF district, because that's what Mayor Q talked about as far as making sure this thing gets paid for. There'll be a 1% tax inside that district to help pay these bonds off. Not all of the funding is entirely figured out precisely, and that's one of the things we'll get to here in a second from one of the council members who they kind of got it figured out, but it's not written down. You know what I mean, Petro?
Yeah.
They have a deal, but it's not. So there are some people who are a little bit leery about this. So we're going to play some of that here in a second, but first I will play Mayor Q about a couple things here. And it begins off just about, did they think this was kind of the way this meeting was going to go today?
It did. I mean, look, this has been a whole lot of work for a whole lot of years. I do think that this is a huge moment today. You have really the sign-off that was necessary. I think the rest are going to be fairly administrative steps, important ones, making sure that you clear up the financing, both in Kansas City and the state of Missouri. The TIF commission is going to be an important part, but I think what we see today is that we are pretty certain that baseball is coming downtown. It's coming to the Crown Center area, and that the Royals will be here for another 30 years.
That TIF district is the next thing that kind of has to get done.
Yep.
I mean, do you guys have an idea of how far north, south, east, west this is going to go?
Look, I think that what I have seen so far is largely the footprint of Crown Center, basically up to 670, right? So what you kind of know as the Crossroads area, basically to the edge of what would be Midtown, at least has been discussed. There will be more contours in it, but as you may or may not know, that's a fairly compact area in Kansas City. We're not talking about the whole city. We're not talking about some larger district. I think it is a responsible, defined area where we're looking to have real impacts. And frankly, even as much as tomorrow, when you see publication of a lot of the TIF documents, we will be seeing all these details bit by bit with more public hearings. We're proud both of what we've been able to build up, what I think is a creative plan, the collaboration of the state of Missouri and the city of Kansas City. And I'm proud of my colleagues today for continuing on the economic development for our community.
Mayor, how do you respond to Councilman Duncan's complaints that the city could get a better deal out of this?
You know, I think that this is actually a fairly strong deal. And what I know is by looking at other deals recently, particularly in this part of America, compares to the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Kansas City Chiefs project, others that have been announced recently. What we are not doing is having a broad-based tax district. I think you saw very strong concessions made by the Kansas City Royals. On Tuesday, I pointed out one of them, which is the insurance costs and maintenance being the duty of the Royals long term. That will be tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars over the life of the agreement that is going to the Royals rather than the city. This is a better deal than Jackson County had 2 years ago, 20 years ago, before that point. It's a better deal than anybody in our region is getting. Now, look, I would love to be a market like Los Angeles or New York where people build their own stadiums. I think, however, in this type of market, we continue to see public-private partnership is a way that we do it. I think this is a responsible one. And with the headquarters retention of Hallmark, this is the very type of economic development we do every day in Kansas City. Even though it's a big project and teams that we know a lot about, I think this is something the people of Kansas City ultimately will be quite proud of.
Listen, there's no perfect deal. And you heard Mayor Q say it there. We would all love for the teams to build their own stadiums. It just doesn't work that way in markets our size. And that's where we are. And the option could be, we've talked about this, as this was not pretty all the way through this, Soren, you could not have a team.
Mm-hmm.
That's the nuclear option, but that certainly happens. That happens in cities.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think the bottom line is, do you want the team or not? And if you want the team, then there's a cost of doing business. And this is the cost of doing business. And I tend to agree with him in the sense that, the county was on the hook for maintenance.
Yep.
And was usually behind on it, to be honest with you, on what they were supposed to do. And this is I think there's an element of the Royals listen, we can put the maintenance on you. You're not going to do it anyway. So we'll do it. We'll take that responsibility, but we need these things. And they gave him those things. So I hear where the mayor's coming from on that, and I think it is accurate. I mean, not having to handle the maintenance, which will just get more expensive as time goes on. But frankly, the county never really did deliver, as my understanding was, at the full freight of what they were supposed to anyway. And so, yes, that is a concession by the Royals, but one that, And then for the Royals, if you want to be in the Royals and Chiefs, that's a two-way street on the small market thing. The county didn't quite keep up with they were supposed to. Well, you can leave. Do you want to pick up and move? No. Okay, so you do it. So I think there was a little bit of, I do understand what the mayor's saying. I think it is accurate. I think it should be pointed out that the county wasn't living up to it anyway. So the Royals picking up they were picking it up anyway. So were the Chiefs on keeping the upkeep on those stadiums. So I do think that's one little nuance to what's going on there. But you're 100% right, Todd. I mean, do we want Major League Baseball or not? If you do, you're going to have to fund it, period.
Yeah, there's just no perfect deal. I mean, listen, and Kansas City's a big city. North, south, east, west, all kinds of different folks are there. We had 2 no votes. Nathan Willett is a councilman in the 1st District. He voted no. He's been a no on this the whole time. He's one of the guys who ran for the trying to get the Sam Graves seat up there. He lost his primary in the United States representative primary last couple 3 weeks ago. And then the other guy is one of the newer council members, and that is Jonathan Duncan. That's the 6th District, which is basically the Plaza South all the way to 150 Highway down there. And he got elected. He's been one of these guys who's been a workers' rights guy and one of the kind of stand-up KC folks. And he's on the council now, and he's trying to make a difference that way. He spoke against this during the meeting. Afterwards, we had a chance to chat with him a little bit, and I asked him what his biggest issues with what happened today are.
Well, the fact that we voted on an agreement with only $55 million in community benefits, we're talking about a multi-billion-dollar deal. 5% of non-baseball revenue is nothing. So again, the city is putting up 60% of the costs of the stadium, and we are receiving $55 million over 40 years in return. I wouldn't sign that if it was just me. Why are we expecting the residents of Kansas City to be on board of such a deal? I think the city requires better investment. I think we need investment in our general revenue now because we have needs. Our residents have needs right now. We have homeless problems right now. We have public security issues right now. Those require investment, and we're not seeing that investment reflected in that deal today.
Obviously, there's some folks down here who didn't want to see the deal go. What are you hearing from just your district?
I've said this before, and I'll say it again. My district, I talk to my residents often. They said, Councilman Duncan, if we can keep the Royals, that would be great, but don't give away the farm. Make sure that this is a good deal for residents and keeps our city whole. Make sure that this process is transparent. This process hasn't been transparent. It's been rushed since day one. We still don't have a financial agreement. We still don't have a financial analysis from the third-party financial analysis, and we still don't have the details of things that are currently being inked right now. We don't know what the final agreement between our school district and the Royals will be. We just gave away our leverage to ask for more.
That is Jonathan Duncan. He's the 6th District Council person. And that, to be clear, the stadium's not in his district, but this is a Kansas City vote and all this kind of stuff. He is against this, and there were, like I said, 2 that were, but 11 that were for it. I don't know what's a great deal or not great deal, but the things that are important to me aren't the things that are important to many of the people who wanted to have a community benefits agreement. There, by the way, there's a community benefits agreement that you can read online that's got lots in it, but everyone always wants more. The team wants more. The community wants more. Taxpayers want more. Most people who listen to this right now just want the Royals to stay hot and win games. That's what they want, and they want them to be in Kansas City. So another step was taken today. We will see that probably tomorrow there's going to be some more information about the TIF stuff. And then on September 3rd, I believe, is when there's going to be another vote on that part of it. And then the state stuff will go. And, I still think they're ambitious to want to play baseball in 2030, but we will see what happens.
What's the community benefits agreement on the H&R Block building?
There probably is something on it, but I don't really know.
Right. That's the thing is like this gets headlines and gets attention because it's the ball club. It's a sexy topic, for lack of a better term. But there are those that are out there, and without knowing what they are for every project the city is given any kind of tax financing for or any kind of redistricting, all the different elements that are going in, the mechanisms that are going to send taxpayer dollars to it, that is going on all the time on projects all over Kansas City, Missouri. And if you don't have all those sitting next to this one, then whatever this one is, really, you can't get your arms around what it means, right? And so I think people need
point of reference.
I think that's one of the things, like a lot of people who are like, I don't know why we're giving these billionaires monies. I agree. But this isn't the only place you're doing it. You're doing it everywhere. Yeah. Okay? So that's one thing. And I have no problem whatsoever with anyone who says we should not be giving money. Sam made a great point. He's like, I buy my own laptop. The city doesn't invest in it. He goes, saying that we're investing in our building and like we need an attaboy for that. It's like nobody gives me an attaboy for investing in the laptop I need or the phone that I buy to do my job. He's like, you need a stadium to play baseball. So you're saying that like, well, we're investing in our own business. Yeah, you're supposed to, right? I totally get that mindset. I get what everybody's saying on that. It just reverts back to, do you want baseball or not? And then it reverts back to, do you believe that there is a benefit? He said we don't have the financial assessment. Listen, I think if you're going to say we're going to do a financial assessment, you should do it. You should get it done, and it should be done before the vote. I don't disagree with that. But let me tell you what the financial assessment is. Do you want it to say it's positive? Then go to this group over here. Do you want it to say it's negative? Then go to this group over here. There are plenty of assessments that are done all the time on baseball and football stadiums everywhere. And there's a group that's always positive, and there's a group that says it sucks. There's one that says it does nothing but suck money out of it, and there's one that says it brings trillions of dollars to your city. The awareness, the brand, saying your name. Right. You can find whatever you want. So, listen, if you say you're going to do it, you should do it. I don't argue that point. But
and Mayor Lucas also did say they can't by law have their TIF meeting and approve it without having the financial thing that they're talking about.
So there
are some more things happening here. But listen.
But I want to hit on one more thing though. I want to hit on one more thing. So that my point on that is like I think it's a valid point, but I don't think it really. I think it's just, for lack of a better term, coach speak. Okay, but he hit on we've got real problems right now. Homelessness. Agreed. I think that's a problem across the country. We all agree. But you have to make a decision on the baseball team right now, okay? And I'm not sure how the Royals were supposed to solve homelessness.
Well, that's been my point the whole time. I appreciate the community benefits agreement. I'm not sure why the teams are responsible for fixing affordable housing and things. I mean, I know they're getting some money out of this and all that, but it's kind of a partnership. I don't know how that turned into the job of a company or a team to do those things. And
I'm not trying to pick on H&R Block, but it's just the last building I remember being built in this kind of area vicinity. There's probably some other new buildings that have been down there.
That building that got built, that Blue Cross and Blue Shield moved into, that was supposed to be Waddell Reed, and then they got bought by a company, and then so Blue Cross Blue Shield moved into that new glass building. But I get your point. Or like Lowe's. I mean, Lowe's built a big hotel down there.
I'm just curious how many homeless people were housed because of the Lowe's project. And there might be 500. There might be 0. It may have put 500 more people out on their ass. I don't know. But without knowing that, I don't have a reference to how good or bad the Royals deal is in comparison to other projects that are getting taxpayer money all over the place that just don't have the light shined on them.
And the long and short of this is the Royals have tried to do this in about 4 or 5 places in the city and have had the door slammed in their face multiple times. This has not been new for them. They got through this step today, and this seems like one of the harder steps to get it done. Now, there will be plenty of challenges when it comes to building the stadium. There'll be a shortage on steel. There'll be concrete couldn't do this. There could be a union strike. I mean, all those kind of things, right? Those things could all happen, but this is a big one for them today to get through this thing with Kansas City City Council.
No doubt. No doubt. Great work, Todd. We appreciate it. We will talk with you again soon, my friend.
Okay, buddy.
All right, Todd Leabo, been down at City Hall covering what's been going on. The vote passes 11-2. Still more votes to come. Still more surveys and assessments and things like that. But the next hurdle has been cleared. On to the next one. I think it is. I won't call this a rubber stamp, but I think it's clear the momentum is there, and this is going to happen. These other processes will get checked off one by one. It's just a matter of when they actually get a shovel in the ground. One more thing real quick before we break and bring in David Lesky, give you a chance to hear Andy Reid. Wrapping up training camp, they're done in St. Joe. He gave us the latest update on a lengthy list of injuries.
Jack Cochran and Connor tried it today. We backed off them. Just they will not play. Caldwell with his hyperextended knee, he won't play. Gelati has a plantar fascia that ruptured, he won't play. Holiday won't play, and Simmons and Trey won't play on the offensive line. These aren't like extended injuries. They'll be back and just nicks and bruises type thing. So they're working through them, and they'll be back in and going.
You feeling good about Trey? We saw him doing boxes.
Yeah. No, Trey's he's making progress. So yeah.
I want to highlight one thing there. He used the term ruptured plantar fascia for Ashton Gelati. This is AI, so you know it's a fact.
Right.
Take it with whatever grain of salt you want, but this kind of thing, it's usually pretty good at figuring out. A ruptured plantar fascia is treated primarily with conservative care like rest, ice, and immobilization in a walking boot for 4 to 6 weeks. Recovery takes about 6 to 12 weeks for partial tears, while full return to high-impact activities or sports can average around 9 weeks to several months. This is not a bump or a bruise. The Ashton Gelati one, I think we're just counting on the fact that I think Andy showed his age. I can Google. Okay, that's a more severe. You know, maybe we hear, no, it's not a complete tear. Or I called it a rupture, but it's not. Okay, but it sounds to me like he's out 6 weeks to 3 months. So that's one that's of note for sure. We'll take a break. David Lesky's coming up next. That's right. David Lesky is here from Inside the Crown, his great blog. You can also hear him on the podcast that he and I do together called Kaufman Corner. If you're a big Royals fan, we do that Sundays at 9. May or may not be on tape this week. Just going to tell you, just other events going on. But it'll go at 9 if you want to catch it on the YouTube and whatnot, and download it wherever you get your podcast. David, how are you, my friend?
I am good. How are you guys?
Doing very good. Are you giddy with excitement about city council votes?
Yeah, it's what I live for.
Yeah.
I dream about them, and so today was just a beautiful day for me.
Yeah. It's the next step towards a new ballpark, so it's going to happen.
Got to do this before you can do the next one. So here we are.
Yep, here we are. On the ball field, the Kansas City Royals win again.
Try and stop them.
Continue to make the A's their stooge.
They may never lose again.
They break them up. I had a friend text me, see, when they have all their pieces, they're a wagon.
Mm-hmm.
They're definitely better. I mean, the injuries are definitely, a big part of what contributed to this season going south. So I certainly understand that. He was, tongue-in-cheek, but there's an element of truth to that. But let's start with this. I'm going to let you hear. This is Matt Quatrero talking about Michael Garcia, who pulled up lame, coming around third?
Mm-hmm.
Bobby hit one and Garcia.
No, Salvi.
Or Salvi hit one, and he was coming around third and came up lane. Matt Quatrero gave us what details he has right now regarding the Michael Garcia injury.
Yeah, he strained his hamstring, left hamstring. He got it pretty good. They got an MRI, so he's likely to go on the IL tomorrow. It's the other leg, so hopefully that's a good thing. But regardless, very frustrating for him and for us, but for him primarily just coming back after such a long absence. So injuries are tough, and they're tough mentally, and he likes to play and he wants to be out there and just getting back and getting rolling, and he was having success, so really feel for him.
You could see that right away, right? When he pulled up, was clearly in pain.
Yeah. I mean, I was watching the ball, and then as soon as I saw him in no man's land there, you knew what happened.
They have had a lot of injuries, and maybe this is just the complete yang to the yin of 24 when they had none. They had injuries last year, maybe at a regular amount, maybe because they had so few in 24, we felt like they were snake bitten. Maybe this is as simple as, they kind of come in bunches. It doesn't, when you flip a coin, it doesn't go heads, tails, heads, tails, heads, tails, heads, tails. And injuries don't happen every 3 weeks, right? They come when they come. Or do they have a problem?
Well,
with the training staff, their preparation, is there reason for concern that they are not good at injury prevention?
I think that I don't think this is the reason for that. I'll say that. I think that there are some reasons for concern with guys playing through injuries, guys re-injuring themselves before very quickly. I mean, Vinny Pasquantino coming back from the hamate injury and then going on the IL, 10 days later with a sore wrist or whatever they claimed it was. Like, that's pretty clearly you brought him back too soon. And any player who wants to play is going to tell you he's fine. You need to be the adult in that room, right? I mean, like, players who want to play, they want to play. So they're going to say, oh, yeah, I can swing, I can run, I can do this, whatever. This one doesn't feel like that to me because he came back from a hand injury and he strained his hamstring. What are you going to do?
But he had hamstring injuries earlier in the year.
He did have the other hamstring, which I think is important too.
Right.
I do think that I have a question of why has he strained 2 hamstrings this year? I don't, and it's tough to talk about, right? Because I don't know the answer. If I knew that answer, I'd be doing things different than I am right now. I'd probably be in an operating room or something, making a lot more money. If I understood medical better than that. But you're right. I mean, you look around the field. Who hasn't hit the IL this year? You look at you want to talk about the starting infield, and you say, "Oh, we feel good about Vinny, Michael Massey, Bobby Witt Jr., and Michael Garcia next year. They were all on the IL this year." You want to go to the outfield? Isbell's been on the IL. Jack Caglione has 19 different little nagging injuries throughout the season. Salvador Perez is, and he's 36-year-old catcher. I'm not going to talk about that. That's not a training staff issue, I don't think. But then the pitching staff, you look around, they've lost a lot of time to injury this year. And to your point, maybe it is just one of those things. Maybe that's just it. But it has to be questioned.
It does have to be questioned, and you should question even if you don't have any injuries. Did we do everything we could?
Yeah.
Is there a place we can get better? That's what competitive environment should do for you. So, and I'm sure they do that every year, and so I'm sure they'll do it here like they did even after 24. I do come back to something Sam McDowell said earlier in the week when he's like, you're whatever the record was at the time, you're 20 some odd games below 500. I would think you question everything.
Oh yeah, 100%. Absolutely.
There's nothing we go. Yeah, we're good. Well, we got this figured out.
Yeah.
Right. It's just a couple of things over here. Like I think there'll be a major questioning of it all, but I do think that they really do take a long hard look.
Well,
at
there
the
has to
injury
be
part of the equation.
something going on, whether it's within their control or outside of it. There's something wrong.
Right.
And so they need to determine, okay, what's within our control, and then if what is within their control is fixable, fix it. Whether it's with the people in place or new people, it doesn't matter. Just fix it.
Well, and listen, I don't want to make too much of a deal out of this Michael Garcia thing, but his numbers are way down.
Yeah. And
I'm sure the injuries have emphatically contributed to that fact. But you just gave this guy multiple years.
Yeah.
And all of his value was on his defensive range, really his stolen bases. It wasn't a lot on the bat.
His floor value was on that, I would say.
What in what way? Like, are you now lowering the floor?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what I don't know if you have.
I'm trying to understand what you mean.
But I'm trying to say that the reason that you felt comfortable giving him, was it 5 years or 6? I can't remember. But whatever it was, is because he's going to play defense. The upside is that maybe he becomes a 23 home run bat. But the floor, the value of the reason that you give him that deal, the reason you feel comfortable giving him that deal is because he's a good base runner who plays good defense. And he's
not overly fast.
Not fast, but he's always been.
But he was very good at the jumps and all the. He's fast enough, and then he maximizes the speed that he does have, right? Because he's basically
like
Carter
Escobar
Jensen.
used to be, yeah.
Well, MJ Melendez, I know, was faster than he was.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right, as far as just straight line speed. To give you an idea on where Michael Garcia ranks on the speed, I mean, you see those stolen bases, you go, well, he must be really fast.
Right.
He's not. He was above average, but he was not what you would call fast. Mm-hmm. He was just a really good base runner. But if he's going to lose the legs, and this is listen, I said this about Mookie Betts' contract, and Jeff is right. Jeff has they've won 3 World Series with Mookie Betts. I don't think they regret. I know they don't regret it because they're the Dodgers and they knew they were shipping half this contract right out the window. But for the Royals, giving contracts to guys based upon their athleticism can be dangerous. Now, I don't think this was a bad contract because it's not a 10-year deal. They're just locking up what should be mostly his most athletic years. But his value, like his year at the plate, what did he have? 800 even OPS? I remember we had all these things we were looking for.
800 or 810, I can't remember.
I think it was like 800 even because I remember like coming down the stretch, I'm like, I really want Noah Cameron to stay under a 3, got a 299. I really want Michael Garcia to get to an 800 OPS. I think he was 800 even.
Right at 800.
Okay. Yeah, 800 even. Not in the 890, not 925. I mean, he just nicked it. I mean, and that's playing third base. So, listen, we talked about it, and we questioned the contract a little bit. We get it. We're all happy. He was a good player. He's an all-star. He's a Gold Glover. They signed him. They did it right. I'm like, but this is what's going to need to happen for this deal to be good. He's going to need to either grow the bat, get more power. That didn't happen this year. Or the legs, the range, the speed, all that's going to have to hold up. It did not hold up this year.
No.
And so right now, 1 year in, bad contract.
Yeah.
Now, 4 to 5 more years to go. Plenty of time for it to end up being a good contract.
This is one of the cheap years.
Yeah.
So,
but just to be clear, I think if you're on, you have to be honest with yourself. Like that didn't work out the way we wanted it to.
Yeah.
And I come back around to that because Seth Lugo contract, bad contract.
Yeah.
I mean, you signed that extension, caught up in the euphoria of trying to make a run during last year's 500-ish season, and it was, boy, the clubhouse loved it, but the mathematicians didn't, and it's math 1, clubhouse 0 right now. And so that's the thing, is like you're making these decisions which are based not on math anymore. Like you got all mathematical when you shipped off a bunch of guys that you didn't really want. But now they're kind of back to, we love all our guys and we'll believe the math we want to believe, because there was no reason to give a 35-year-old a contract extension. In a 500 season, to give a contract extension to a 35-year-old pitcher is going up. You're in the get-it-right business. You needed to either make the playoffs last year or make the playoffs during this contract, or he needed to pitch like he did in 24. And none of that has happened. So this contract is not good.
I would argue
1 year
a
into the
little
extension.
bit, because he was going to be a free agent, their two choices were trade him or sign him. I don't think they could let him go to free agency. I think that was a bad decision. The contract has not worked out.
How would it have been bad?
I think
$23 million more dollars to spend elsewhere.
I didn't say the contract was good. I said that I think that if you let him go to free, I mean, this is relitigating last year, so I don't want to spend too much time on it. But I think if you let that go for a comp pick, for a potential comp pick, which, by the way, the contract that he got would not have gotten. It wouldn't have been $50 million.
Well, I don't think you were going to get a comp pick. He was just going to walk.
If they were going to give him a qualifying offer, which they would have, they were clearly willing to give him $20 million a year. So they would have given him the qualifying offer.
What would it have taken last year?
What was it, 22, I think.
Okay, so it was at the number.
Right there.
Okay.
I think that they made the decision they would rather have Seth Lugo for 2 years. Now, the contract itself I don't think was good. But I think the decision was you extend or trade. And the trade offers were not great, which we talked about this year. It's because he doesn't have great stuff. But
see, I would argue that is built on, I hear what you're saying about the contract, and I hear where it's like, okay, we want him, we need him, we're going to have to pay him, we're going to offer him the deal and either get compensation or he's going to take it, and we're going to pay him that much anyway. Let's go ahead and get the second year, okay? But you're guaranteeing the second year, and there's a third year that kicks in based upon innings, not being good innings.
Right.
Because let's be clear, this year has not been good innings, okay? Not very often. And so I'll come back to, if he had walked, $23 million is not on your books, and you had $23 million more to spend in this past offseason. Sure. And you presumably would have found better than what you found.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing with you. I think that your general point is, I just want to go back to last year. You know, this is, I understand the thought process.
I think it's good information. Yeah, you understand the thought process. But I bring these things up for, they need to be looking at this, because like injuries are a big part, and maybe even the biggest part of this year's disappointment. Yeah. But you cannot just throw that over everything that happened like a tarp and say, that's it. It's just that. No,
100%.
Pull the tarp back and let's look at all this stuff that's under here too, because $23 million to Seth Lugo is a killer. Michael Garcia, I mean, he was going to be on the team if you didn't give him a contract, so he was still going to be here. But, you know, did he mail in the offseason? Because, well, I got paid, so I don't really need to work out. And are the hand injuries getting hit by a ball? But the leg injuries are, I don't know, did he not do what it took to be ready to go? So, you know, you have to, just as you have to review your medical team, you got to review what you did signing and not just be like, well, pissy luck.
Yeah.
Sucks he got hurt.
And look, if you get to that point and you do an honest evaluation and that's what you get to, okay. I mean, I don't think I'd agree entirely, but like if that's where they get, that's where they get. But they do have to look at it. They have to be totally, I'm not transparent. I'm trying to find the right word. They have to do everything. They have to look at every single thing, and probably harder than they have in the past. Not saying they haven't looked hard in the past, but considering how poorly this has worked out, they have to look at it even more than they have before.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with that part. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. David Lesky is with us from Inside the Crown. We're talking Royals baseball. The Royals get the win today, so that is certainly good news for the boys in blue. Talk more about that with David next here in the program.
The Program with Soren Petro.
I would put the lid back on the Kentucky Fried Chicken barrel and put it out there in the sun, and it was not unlike a heater in a grocery store, which kept food hot all day. So I'd go back out there at 5, the chicken was still warm, and I'd finish off the bucket of chicken.
Weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
All right, listen up. If you're looking for a new vehicle, Roberts Robinson is the place to go. Right there in Excelsior Springs. Congratulations to our friends at Roberts Robinson. First of all, great people to work with. You'll have an incredible car buying experience. But Roberts Robinson has just been recognized as both the best car dealer and the top auto repair shop in Excelsior Springs. That's right. Based upon Google reviews. You know what that means? It means when people shop there, they're happy. They have a great experience. They get a great vehicle for a great price. It starts by giving you great value on your trade right off the bats. No games, no gimmicks. They know your time's important. They know you want to get the process over as fast as possible. And that's what they do. Listen, robertsrobinson.com. That's where you can go and check out the great team Mike Robinson has assembled at Roberts Robinson. They stand behind the vehicle even after it's gone off the lot with the best service department anywhere around. Again, just for the best service department. It's all right there, people. It's just that easy. And right now, you can take advantage of employee pricing for everyone on select 26 GMC Sierra 1500s. Plus 0% financing available for qualified buyers on select 26 GMC Sierras as well. So take advantage of that right now. And the Chevy Silverados. I need to mention that. You can get it on the Chevy Silverados as well. And if you need an SUV, how about they're offering 3.9% APR on 5 years on the Chevy Equinox right now. So get to Roberts Robinson today. If you want the best customer service experience you're going to find anywhere, you go to Roberts Robinson. And I can tell you, they've got a free lifetime powertrain warranty on all new vehicles. You know, there's only a handful of dealerships around the country that can offer that. I'm serious. Lifetime powertrain warranty, right? You're going to hear some other numbers out there. Only a handful of companies around the country can offer you a lifetime powertrain warranty. So get to Roberts Robinson and get the great experience that me and my family have been enjoying since we started going to Roberts Robinson. They're online at robertsrobinson.com. Again, that's robertsrobinson.com.
David Lesky on Sports Radio 810 WHB is brought to you by Ready Services, providing expert plumbing, drain cleaning, cooling, and heating solutions since 1957. Schedule your appointment today at readyservices.com.
Boys, that's not Jovelich. Taking advantage. Dejan Jovelich.
Join Sporting Kansas City and Apple TV for Ted Lasso Night at Sporting Park on Saturday, August 29th at 7:30 p.m. Be there to celebrate the new season of Ted Lasso.
All right, the La Feta Delicatessen end of the hour answer. 2 men were in the visiting dugout for the first regular season game and first postseason game in Royals history. I asked for either one.
All right, phrase it again one more time. 2 guys.
Two men were in the visitors' dugout for the first regular season game in Royals history and the first postseason game in Royals history.
Twins and Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
So
who was the Twins?
Billy Martin?
Yeah.
Billy Martin.
Greg Nettles.
Greg Nettles.
Oh, good job.
He was in left field. He was in left field for the Twins in 69, third base for the Yankees in 76. Nettles 82 today. Greg.
Yeah.
That commercial is about him, actually. You know, that one where they do the printing and they say that you can't proofread? It's about Greg Nettles.
Is it really?
No. But it could be.
Could be. They can go back and try to figure that all out. Let's talk a little bit about Vinny Pasquantino being back, Jack Caglione having a sore ankle.
You want another example of his not the best baseball instincts?
Yes.
He turned it by stepping on the middle of the bag. You do not step on the middle of the bag. That's what happened. I mean, and I don't mean to say this to bash the guy.
No, but you have pointed this out for a while, and you have pointed out a number of the nuanced things of baseball that if you're a casual baseball fan, like one, you pointed out he was sliding home, and the throw was coming in.
Hit the middle of the bat.
And he slid into the middle of home plate instead of sliding to the outside and reaching back for it and trying to make the tag harder. He went right at it and got easily tagged out on his foot. And, and like where Salvi, not fast, not athletic at all, but he has all that stuff. He does all the little tricky little
everything
cute things.
Exactly right.
We'd see his lumbering ass beat the tag at home all the time.
Yeah.
So, and Jack's kind of the opposite.
Yeah. He's just insanely talented and gets by, but yeah.
I'm able to figure out when he said he first noticed it in Anaheim.
Yeah. I don't know what happened, but
he said he was just dealing with it.
Yeah. I mean, look,
and that he heard it and running down the front, and then went out to the outfield for 3 more innings. Did he not tell them that he was hurt, or?
Well, in Anaheim, he was playing first base.
Yeah,
because Vinny wasn't back until Monday.
Right, but I'm saying last night.
Oh, last night, yeah.
Did he? He said he felt it. Or he aggravated it again. He's been dealing with it and just kind of it's okay. And then he does that, and he feels it worse. Then he goes out the outfield for 3 more innings.
Then he gets hit by a pitch.
Did he not tell them that he had tweaked it again? Or
I don't know. I mean,
tell them and they went, take your glove out to right field, kid.
I was at the park.
Didn't that's hurting?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Right.
Let me know how it feels actually to run around right field.
Let's put you in center instead.
Yeah.
I was at the park and I went back and I went on my phone and I can show you guys. Obviously, nobody else can see it, but I found I screenshot when he looked hurt coming around the bag, and you could see it. I mean, I didn't notice it at the stadium at the time. I don't know how you could. Quattrero said he noticed it, and I think he said he asked him, and he said, "No, I'm fine." Now I will say, I've turned my ankle many times, and like you're just a little bit slower, and he's a far better athlete than me. I don't know if you guys knew that, but
thanks for the admission.
Yeah, I want to throw that out there.
Just thinking, I'm hitting the ball well, things are going really well,
maybe.
we're winning. I'm not coming out of this game.
Very well could be.
I'm not telling them because if I tell them, they're going to pull me.
But I mean, this is not to beat the Jack Caglione horse here, but he's had a lot of little nagging things, and I mean, it's not. I mean, I know you want to talk about outfield, but it's not just that. It's that he misses a day or two a lot.
Well, and I don't know, is that a case of like he wants to fight through it, and they're like, nope, you're too important, sit down. Like not in this season. Like if we were in a playoff race, okay, get out there.
I do wonder what would happen if they were.
Yeah. I'm not
games over instead of 20 games or 19 games under.
Let me see if he's a perennial 120 game guy with no surgeries.
Yeah.
Then I'll be like, okay, he's soft.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, and no DL stints, 133 games, no DL stints, no surgeries.
Like last year he missed.
What are we doing here?
6 weeks with was hamstring that he had or quad?
Did he miss that long?
He missed a long time, and I think some of it was that they were keeping him in home because he wasn't hitting. And so they put him on a rehab assignment.
That's right. And he took all 30 days on the rehab assignment, too.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
So maybe it wasn't. But regardless. So I do have some questions about that with him. And you want to go back to the contract talk.
Yeah.
This is
all
these
that
are
factors
things
in.
that you have to think about. And hit the front of the bag, though, man. Just hit the front of the bag. It's hard. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's important.
I will say it's easy.
I mean, it's easy to
maybe it's hard if you move at a fast pace. And I'm just so unbelievably slow. Like I never once stepped on the fat part of the bag. And maybe it's
a lot of time to aim that foot.
I mean, I'm serious. Like
we have some time to figure out where we're going.
Like if you're slow, it probably is easier to be like, oh, I'll place it right there.
Yep.
You know, because you're a you know.
My problem would be getting the stride right so that I don't either. Oh boy, I'm way too far, or I'm way too close.
Yeah, but I think when you're slow, I don't think we have long strides.
I definitely
do.
I definitely
but
don't.
I think part of when you're slow is your stride is so short.
Yes.
It's not hard to check that up a little bit or reach it a little bit to just get the toe on it.
Well, you don't have to slow down slowing down is
a relative term.
So
when I'm walking somewhere and people who are a foot shorter than me are passing me, and they don't look like they're really trying to walk.
And I know baseball-wise, he's not fast, but if
he's actually above average sprint speed.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right, so then it's. I'm sure it's harder than it is.
I'm not saying it's the easiest thing in the world, but hit the front of the bag, slide to the back of the plate. Things like that.
Yeah, I mean,
and here's the thing: you don't complain too much. I mean, we're talking about it because we're talking about the nuance of things. If I'm watching a game, hit ball hard, yes, good, clap, like that. I don't care.
Swing bat, hit ball, go far.
But
nice.
But these are important things, and look, it cost him what 5 innings of a game yesterday and 9 innings of a game today, because and especially when you got a bad ankle already, you need to be more cognizant because those bags are slick. I mean, you guys have been out there, you slide on it.
Yeah, and that's you played the game long enough. You would think that okay, I need to avoid this, right? But I also will just throw in one more time. No, don't be running around the outfield.
Yeah, I mean. Hey, Vinny's doing what he needs to do to make a trade value right now.
He is. Do you think that's how they'll view it?
No, but I'm saying,
single and a walk today, and another run.
But he's looked fantastic, and the power looks like it's back.
Yeah,
I mean all this stuff. So it's good to see.
Yeah, he does. He looks like the Vinny.
Yeah,
the old Vinny that we haven't really seen except for like one big game in the WBC.
It is something though that they get. Jack and Bobby were taken off. Oh, Michael and Vinny are back. They're looking good. Oh, crap, Jack's out. Oh, crap, Michael's out.
Yeah.
Here we are again.
Wow.
They had the band back together for 2.5 games.
It was a full 2.5 games. Don't get greedy.
How much more do you want, Curtis?
Now it's Bob and Jack.
Yeah.
Or Bob and Vinny.
Yeah.
Listen, they did just sweep the A's.
Yep, 6-7.
So nice job out of them. They're playing a little bit better baseball. David, I'll talk to you on Sunday, buddy.
Sounds good.